Hello and welcome to the Super Basement Bro Show. My name is Connor and I'm joined by my co-hosts Tanner and Hasten.
I noticed I scream a lot whenever we start.
You do at the start of the episode, and it's
always the
really
same.
annoying.
Well, no, it's always like the. I was like, because I did it, and I'm like, I do this.
As soon as it happens, too, like any person that clicked on our video,
they're like,
they hear that and they're like, no. Listen to this guy. They turn it off.
2 hours of this.
I just realized too when I said your guys' name, I was like my co-host, and I was like Hasten and Tanner. I looked and pointed the wrong ways.
Yeah,
Hasten.
It's been a while, guys. We haven't done this in a while. That's why it's so rusty.
Yeah. But today we are talking about the Game Awards. Geoff Keighley's show just announced their nominations this last week. So we decided we would go through every nomination just like we did last year and tell you guys what we think will win, our personal picks, and our thoughts in general on every nomination. And then we'll also be doing predictions on what we think will be revealed at the Game Awards. As we know, there's a lot of announcements and surprises that Geoff Keighley gets for us, which is exciting. They will be held on December 12th this year. You can tune in live on basically everything. There's a little promotion for you, Geoff. Make sure you have likes. If you're not just kidding.
Retweet this video.
Yeah,
Geoff.
please.
Where can you watch it? I'm pretty sure it's like everywhere.
It's
right?
like live
Mixer,
stream, Twitch,
everything.
YouTube.
Yeah, like he always is like talking about how it's on everything.
I'm fine promoting it.
You can literally watch it.
Go
in
watch
theaters.
it, guys.
We were just talking about how you can watch it in theaters.
Yeah, you can literally go watch it.
So
I think it's a great way to get into the community of gaming and like support it.
It's fun.
It's a big like,
and it's starting to
deal
become
for
to the
gamers.
point where it's like it's the actual Game Awards.
Yeah, people are more
Not-
considering
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, every
We
time
haven't had like an actual Game Awards in a while. Like
because there was that
there was the
spout after the VGAs after they
Where was
left
the-
Spike. Because Geoff Keighley was still involved in the old VGAs, but there was the whole Spike TV shut down, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
And
like
then
that.
Well, just some brief history then on the Video
Yeah.
Game Awards. They used to be called the VGAs. They
Yeah.
were on Spike TV.
the Video Game Awards.
They were awesome. They were super cool, and then
They were
Spike shut
really
down.
like celebrity focused.
They were.
though.
Yeah.
Like they were
Like
super.
Sam Jackson
Sam
hosted.
Jackson
Sam Jackson
hosted.
and
Zachary
Zachary
Levi,
Levi.
Neil Patrick Harris, I think.
They even invited a bunch of celebrities that would just
yeah.
like talk and
There was a ton.
reveal the awards. Yeah.
That was kind of their whole thing, is they were trying to get people that weren't even into video games into it to watch it, because they'd be like, oh, Sam Jackson's hosting it.
Yeah.
On a quick side note, speaking of that, if you haven't seen Sam Jackson as a baby, it's the freaking
Look it up.
funniest like commercial for the
VGAs
ever.
2012.
Do you remember this, Hasten?
Nuh-uh.
It's,
Where he's like, get that nasty out of my face.
yeah, and he like
They try to
shows-
like because he's
like,
a baby.
Yeah,
and
they're trying to what? Give him a sucker or something?
No,
What is
so
it?
they have like soup, and he's sitting there watching
Oh,
the
yeah,
VGAs. He's like, I love video games. And then the girl comes over with the thing, and he's like, get that nasty out of my face.
Yeah.
And then he slaps it.
And he's like constantly swearing because he's
This is
Sam
funny.
Jackson.
It's, oh my gosh.
One of the
And
best
then they
things
put
they
him
did,
into
yeah,
each of the games.
In 2012 when he hosted, it was awesome because they put him into all the Game of the Year nominations.
Mm-hmm.
So they put him into The Walking Dead, and it was the scene where Lee has to cut off the guy's leg with
Gets
the
his
axe.
leg caught in the tire
and
trap.
he's like, and it's Sam Jackson though, and he's like, I'm sorry,
We're gonna have to
I
cut
gotta
off
your leg. And
He's
the guy's
like,
"No,
wait, they're so slow. You have time to undo it. He's
time
like,
to help me."
Nope,
No.
I'm Sam Jackson.
I'm Sam Jackson. And just like cuts off his leg. And then he was in, I think, Halo as well.
They put it in Halo and then Minecraft. He was
Minecraft.
walking around and he starts shooting everybody with the bow.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yeah.
I think my favorite year pre the Game Awards before Geoff Keighley started hosting
2011.
was 2011 with Zachary Levi.
Well, one of the best
Lego
gaming
Jedi.
years.
Oh.
Yeah,
There's so many moments I remember from that show. Plus, that was the year. That was an insane year for game nominations.
Arkham
City,
Skyrim,
Uncharted 3, Skyrim,
Skyward
Zelda,
Sword.
Skyward Sword,
Oh my gosh.
Portal 2.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 3,
Like that was an
Borderlands.
insane year
No way.
for games.
Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3. I don't know. One of the
Black Ops 2.
It was Modern Warfare.
Because Black Ops 2 was
Black Ops 2 was
2012 was good too. 'Cause
Yeah.
Black Ops 2. I mean Borderlands 2.
Yeah, it was an insane year there. But let's go ahead and get into what the nominations are for the 2019 Game Awards.
Well,
We're gonna go
what was
through-
that spout in between when they were like doing like that weird media?
Yeah,
crap?
so what they did,
It was horrible.
they
Joel
gave
McHale.
it. Joel McHale hosted it. Yeah, it was.
it was after
VGX.
Spike
It was
went away.
Video Game X or something, VGX, and they put it. It was like the weirdest thing because it was.
They
like,
tried to make it like an E3 where they would cut to something and then cut back to people in.
but it
in
wasn't
chairs,
even like a panel.
making
It
jokes.
wasn't like a show. It was.
Well, what I mean is like yeah, it would like go to something like a trailer and then come back to them sitting on the couch like.
It was like a TV talk show.
Yeah.
For
There was like no audience.
There was no. I mean, there might have been, but it was tiny.
Yeah.
It was super awkward and quiet. Like it was Joel McHale just basically like, "Oh, tell us about our game there," and then they'd be like, "Oh, and the winner is."
They'd say it
Minecraft
on the
or whatever.
couch.
Yeah,
And
say
then
it on
they'd
the couch,
hand them
and
the
there'd be
award
no
right there.
clapping or anything. It'd just be like,
Well, because they'd hand him
and
the
then
award
people
right
could-
there. Like, okay, and then they also won this and this and this. Here's that. It was so weird.
It was so awful to watch.
And like the band that came, I swear I remember Joel McHale like
remember
insulting
that.
them.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my gosh!
straight up.
And he was like drunk.
No,
Didn't he say he was like
he
drunk?
I don't know.
He
It
was
was
doing.
weird.
He was weird though.
that's funny.
He was
way
insulting everything.
Yeah.
Like, it
When
was
I've
like-
I've looked at him on other things, he's actually not. He's like pretty funny.
Yeah, no,
But like
he's-
he was awful.
No,
on this. It was
I think
awful.
he doesn't know a thing about video games.
No.
I think like he had no idea what he was doing.
I
and,
think
like,
he was just
you're
like,
right,
"Good nerds in
yeah,
video games,
he was
dude."
totally.
He literally
looking
said
at
that.
everything.
He's like, because he kept saying like, "Oh, you guys get out of your mom's basements," and like he
Yeah.
literally would say that like all the time, every game.
which is funny because we're
In the
he's true. He's right. No, but yeah. Like, I remember he would, like, Hasten was right. I just remembered that as soon as he said it. Like, there was a band that played, and then he was like, ooh, all right, let's move on. Like, it was like, what the frick?
Freaking loser.
Yeah, it was so weird. Like, I think he just didn't know what he was hosting.
Getting into.
Like, he just didn't quite know what he was doing. Like, it was super weird.
But now Geoff Keighley's doing a great job with it.
I'm
yeah.
glad that he's the one hosting. 'Cause,
He
like,
took
I do
over-
miss like the celebrity hosts when it was Sif specifically.
He's a celebrity in himself now.
Yeah, he really
at
is.
this point.
Well, and he's streamlined it too. He's gotten it down to a science, kind of like we've talked about with
Where
like
it
the
cuts
Marvel
back to
movies.
him.
Like the Marvel movies have gotten that formula down to a science. Like he's gotten the Game Awards down to a science now, to where even though like he's not a AAA celebrity hosting it,
He has connections.
He has connections, and
specifically-
he's a solid host. He's a solid host. Too.
Like the show itself, he knows he has like a schedule now and how
Did
he
you
does
guys
it,
see his
how he
post on
works it.
Twitter?
Which one?
He has a post on Twitter and it's like post-it notes, and there's hundreds of post-it notes.
Yeah.
And it's like awards, and it's like
did see that.
game announcements.
Because he also runs
trailers
E3,
and-
doesn't
yeah.
he? He runs the E3.
he does
He runs
plus
the
stuff for
YouTube
E3.
for E3.
Yeah.
Like the YouTube live stream for
Yeah.
E3.
Yeah, he's
And that's
become-
the one we watch. That's the one we rely on. Like that's the best one to watch.
Yeah, he's actually a really cool guy, and I think he's done a great job with the game. He took over in 2014. That was the first year, so this is going to be the 5th game.
He was
Awards.
always involved, wasn't he? No.
Oh, he was always involved, but this is now he like made it his own.
His
like
own.
he took because after
Instead
the
of letting it
VGX
die, he.
Yeah, because what happened is they changed it to the VGX for whatever stupid reason. It was horrible. That was 2013, I think. And then I think Geoff Keighley, after Spike TV shut down or whatever, was like, well, now there's not a home to the Video Game Awards. I want to do something.
Right.
And he did the very first the Game Awards. And I remember 2014 was a little rough. Like, it was still good.
Yeah,
But
for a
you
couple
could
years
tell-
they struggled.
You could tell he was still trying to figure out what it was, but now I
Even
think
into
he's gotten it so
2015,
good.
2015 it was still a little shaky, but at this point now it's good. It's back to
Great.
good.
Yeah, I love watching it. It's super fun.
Well, because
Get
they've
some
gotten
good
their mojo
announcements.
back. Because for a couple years they didn't do like the cool announcements. They didn't. It was like kind of awkward.
Now it's seriously like the announcement wise, it's like E3.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like you get a lot of good announcements.
Well, and like back to down to the science, he knows now when to cut to himself. So he'll be standing on a platform in the audience, and then so he'll cut to the people who announce. It's usually like the voice people or like editors or something for a game. They'll announce it, and then it'll cut back to him. And he'll be like, "Hey, thanks guys," and then he has somebody else.
And then he'll bring Joseph Ferris up and be like,
F the Oscars.
I hope we get Joseph Ferris back because apparently,
They're developing a new game.
yeah, what's their name? Hazel Light or something?
Something.
I don't know, but they're working on a new game right now, so we might get an announcement.
Oh yeah, it
from
was
them.
awesome too. Me and Connor did it together.
That was super fun.
Oh yeah, I remember watching that. It was cool.
So
you weren't watching it.
Hey, shut up.
Tara's like, no. That game
I
has
did
some
watch it.
great things that happened, especially towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
the plot
spoiling
twists were
anything.
nuts.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and start on the nominees list. If you want to follow along at home, you can go and vote in real time. If you sign in with your Twitter or whatever, you can vote on the website. I don't quite understand what the voting is for because I imagine they just have a fan vote because the votes are already taken into, I think, by juries and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe your vote counts a little, but I'm not positive. But you can follow along. We're going to start at the bottom of the list. Instead of Game of the Year, we're going to work our way up to Game of the Year. So we're actually going to start at the very bottom, which is VR/AR game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you guys.
Is
a
it gonna
minute
make
to
me
get
sign
there.
in just to look at it?
No,
You can
vote
just
to
look at
sign
it.
in if you want. I've already signed in and
I
voted
can't. Oh, there we go.
on a lot.
Yeah, I voted. It's making me re-sign in to revote.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-sign in as well here, but
Oh, okay. VR AR game.
yeah, you guys can follow along at home, and
Oh, okay. This one's actually kind of tough with the last two or the last three.
no, there's some tough ones in here. Like,
Well, even for the VR AR.
Oh, this one's easy for me.
Because there's two specific that are really good.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start. So VR/AR game, the best experience in playable virtual or augmented reality. So first up, we have Asgard's Wrath, which I haven't heard of.
No.
Blood and Truth.
Was that the first game, or where did you guys start?
So all the way
it's
to
the
the
very
bottom.
Like, yeah, we're gonna work our way up
Yeah.
instead of that way we don't
There
start
we
with
go.
Game of the Year.
Blood and Truth.
Blood and Truth. I haven't really heard much of that one either. Beat Saber here is my vote. That's what I voted for. I love Beat Saber.
I voted for No Man's Sky.
I voted for Trover Save the Universe.
Oh wow! So we all voted for something different.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I haven't played. The only one I've played is Beat Saber, though. But I've heard great things about the No Man's Sky VR.
Yeah.
So.
Is Trover Save the Universe out? Because I thought it wasn't out.
It must be because it's
Pretty sure it is. It's like a Rick and Morty.
Yeah, it's made by
Just
creators.
Roiland.
Yeah.
It's coming to Switch, which is weird. I
know.
Heard. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work, but I think for sure I can almost guarantee you Beat Saber.
Yeah, it'll probably be
Yeah.
Beat Saber.
like Beat Saber will 100% win because that game.
Oh
is-
wait, you'd never finished the nominees. There's No Man's Sky and then Trover Saves the Universe.
No, I said-
after you said
Oh,
Beat Saber, we
gotcha.
just said what we were.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah, No Man's Sky, Trover Saves the Universe.
but yeah, you're right. I mean, Beat Saber. There's no doubt.
Yeah, it's weird because there's a couple games on here that came out late last year, like Smash Bros. As we talked about, which were on my Game of the Year list from last year. Like Beat Saber, in fact, was on my top 10 from last year. It was like my number 6.
I'm surprised
or
that
something.
Beat Saber is that new. I thought it's
So-
been out for longer than that.
I mean, it might have been for like in beta form or something.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
weird how the rules of video games work now. We've talked about this before. There's some games that get nominated that are
Yeah,
like
they
games
still
of
count
service, and they
Fortnite
still
in
count.
games that are in beta.
Yeah, so it could have, but yeah, Beat Saber I think is gonna win, and it's my pick. I love Beat Saber.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I'll probably write these down.
I'm just gonna keep track on here because I've already voted, and then I can look back and see.
Yeah.
Strategy game is next. This one I don't know too much about, but I think I know.
I know
what's
two
gonna
of
win.
the games. I also know. I think we all know what's gonna win.
Yeah.
Tropico 6.
Yeah,
No.
that's it.
That's
No,
right.
Fire Emblem.
Oh, is
Three
that really?
Houses.
Yeah, I put Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh, I didn't even notice Fire Emblem. Okay, well
Yeah, Fire Emblem's
let's read
definitely gonna win. But go ahead.
Yeah, so we have Age of Wonders, Planetfall, Anno 1800, Fire Emblem Three Houses, Total War Three Kingdoms, Tropico 6, and Wargroove.
I know that Tropico.
I actually
is,
voted for Total War. But,
Did you?
I know that Tropico is like a pretty popular game among like strategy games.
I've heard of it. Yeah,
I mean, they're on the 6th game.
yeah, that's true.
You know?
And I've heard really good things about Wargroove actually as well.
But
But
yeah, I guess Fire Emblem.
I think it got such good reviews.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if that wins.
I bet you're right. Yeah, I think you're right. about
Nintendo had a pretty solid year in terms of games.
that. Oh, okay. Sports.
Next up, we got
Worst
sports /
category.
racing game.
There's one that I want to win.
So yeah, I went ahead and put Crash Team Racing.
I did too. I
actually did too,
Is
yeah.
my,
Yeah,
is
that's
my
what I
vote.
want to win.
These are horrible. Like it's all soccer and racing.
Why is there 3 FIFA games?
Yeah, there's 3 soccer or no
Or two.
2.
2 racing games.
Yeah, this is not a good list. Like FIFA 20, F1 2019,
So Madden
eFootball
wasn't even
Pro
considered?
Evolution,
No.
and Dirt Rally 2.0.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I honestly
Sports
could
games
give
better get their freaking
2 craps
game
less
in
about that category this year. That's really weird. So you guys are all Crash Team Racing?
Crash Team, yeah.
All right.
I think it'll win too, actually.
I think so too.
I wish. I mean, I hope it does. I don't think it will.
Next up, we have score and music. We got Cadence of Hyrule, Death Stranding, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Sayonara Wild Hearts.
I said Death Stranding. I think Death Stranding will win.
Man, I wish Jedi Fallen Order was there because it has a really great
It's
score.
really good, yeah. I think it's a travesty that Smash Bros. Isn't nominated for this because
Yeah, it
like,
has a good
literally
one,
it
too.
has.
Well, I don't think they can
insane-
because it's got tons of
It'd
different
be kinda-
games.
it'd be kinda cheating.
Because all
Yeah.
they did was take music from other
and
games.
remix
It's
it.
Not, yeah, well,
but
most of the
they
time
did
it's-
remix it.
What I mean
a
is
lot
most
of
of it's not original music. Like
from
majority.
Smash, yeah, that's true. But there are original songs in there that are made. Like the theme song for Smash is classic at this point already.
Because it'd be like, it'd be like nominating a movie for best soundtrack when it just had a bunch of songs that already existed.
It'd be like nominating like Guardians of the Galaxy for best
Exactly.
score, even though it's not their.
Even though
songs.
it's an awesome.
Yeah, I
mix.
can see that. That's
So
true.
what did you guys vote for?
I voted for Kingdom Hearts 3 just because I know people love the music.
I
of
thought
Kingdom
Death
Hearts.
Stranding because I heard that Death Stranding. Had
I actually
really
voted for
good music.
Cadence of Hyrule.
Oh really? I can see that.
I
too.
think Death Stranding will win though.
I think so too.
I think it's between Death Stranding and Kingdom Hearts 3. I would say, but
Even though I do hear a lot of people like Devil May Cry.
RP.
People were pissed that it wasn't nominated. for
oh
Devil
yeah,
May Cry.
no, Devil May Cry got good reviews too. All right, next up we got
Role-playing
game. We got Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy, is that 15?
11?
Something.
I have no idea what number that
I think
is.
it's 11.
Kingdom Hearts 3, Monster Hunter World, Iceborne.
A DLC?
That counts as a different game?
That's
Okay.
stupid.
The Outer Worlds, so...
Oh, okay, it's going to be Outer Worlds.
I think Monster Hunter actually might win, but I actually voted for Outer Worlds.
But that's Monster Hunter DLC. That's not the original game.
Well, it's still
it's
considered
still
in
nominated,
there.
yeah,
And it
yeah.
was a Game of the Year when it came out, so...
I think it's going to be Outer Worlds because Outer Worlds nominated for Game of the Year, and none of these are.
I don't know why I didn't vote for Outer Worlds on this one.
What did you
gonna
vote
change
for?
my vote. I put Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm changing to Outer Worlds because I think it's OP for sure, Outer Worlds.
Yeah. Even though you never know, because when games are nominated for Game of the Year, they don't usually, like, sometimes with these kind of
Well, I think
categories.
usually if they're nominated for Game of the Year and they're not going to win, like Outer Worlds won't win Game of the Year, I think.
No.
So I think what they'll do is they'll give it, like, the
role-playing
subcategories.
game
Yeah,
or
the
something.
role-playing
Yeah.
game. That's what they usually
But if it does win Game of the Year, it won't win, like, the subcategories, like role-playing game. Because they can't give too many awards. Like, they'll give it, like, the Game of the Year, they'll give, like, best direction, best soundtrack, but that's, like, the most.
Yeah.
Well,
They
last
won't
year,
give it,
Red
like-
Dead won, like, everything, and then...
God of War
God of
won
War
Game
won
of the Year.
Game of the
That's
Year.
true. That's a good point.
Which we were so surprised
Oh
about.
my gosh, yeah. It was literally, we were watching it. Red Dead won everything. It was
Like, it was
insane.
insane, yeah.
And I was like, wow, it's going to win Game of the Year for sure. And then, yeah, they gave it God of War.
Yeah.
Performance. This one's pretty exciting, actually. Ashley Birch from The Outer Worlds. Courtney Hope from Control. Laura Bailey as Kate Diaz in Gears 5. Mads Mikkelsen as Cliff in Death Stranding. Matthew Peretta as Dr. Casper Darling, Control, and then Norman Reedus in Death Stranding as well.
I think it's between two Death Stranding people.
Yeah, I did Mads Mikkelsen.
I actually voted for Ashley Birch as like Pavarti from Outer Worlds. She has
really?
so
Is she
many
really good?
lines, and like she delivers lines really well.
I guess I did hear that The Outer Worlds has like an insane amount of dialogue.
Yeah,
So I could see that. I went with Mads Mikkelsen just because I think
Well, and I think as far as performance, because Death Stranding is more like a movie.
it is a movie. Like,
So the
straight up.
acting is like...
I think Norman Reedus is going to end up winning it.
You think so?
Honestly, but I would hope.
I voted for
hope
Mads
Ashley
Mikkelsen.
Birch.
I voted for Mads Mikkelsen also.
Yeah, I'm Mads Mikkelsen. I think people really respect him as an actor too.
Well, not only that, I mean, like, I don't know. Since you're playing as Norman Reedus, I think it might be a little different because since you get to kind of control his
Oh,
actions.
True.
this next one, poor Tanner. What did you decide?
Do you want to?
Oh, I know, like three of my
ongoing
favorite games.
There's Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy
11.
some number, Fortnite, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
So real quick, this category, ongoing game was new to last year,
Yeah,
and
it's gonna be here forever now.
Two of the games are back, which we need to talk about that because I don't like that.
Well, we've had
I don't
this
think that
discussion.
should.
We'll
I don't
have-
think we've talked about it on the podcast.
Well, we did for our personal game of the year
Yeah.
last year. We'll have it again, I'm sure, when we do.
Because I don't like that. I don't think that should be.
Well,
the
I mean,
case.
if it's an ongoing game, it's going to
Yeah.
keep going.
Well, what I
agree.
mean though
I
is
agree.
because now I'm gonna pick the same one, the one that I know for a fact is the best ongoing game, the one that's the most supported, the one that's obviously like,
Fortnite.
yeah, because like, look, people can say how much they hate Fortnite. It's easily the most supported ongoing game ever. Still to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, they just released basically Fortnite 2.
Well, let's see. So
Because like
awarded to
Destiny
a
2,
game,
I could say that, but no.
I want to read what it says here because maybe this might help us out. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah,
the
that's
closest
Fortnite.
is Apex because look, Destiny 2
I think
it
Destiny
may have
2 would
gotten
be
a
the
new
next, actually.
well, yeah, because Destiny 2 may have gotten a new expansion, right? But it didn't change the feel of the game, the play of the game. Apex got a new map. Apex got new characters, new weapons, new mechanics. Because like with this new update, before Apex, I don't think deserved it at all. They didn't do anything to their game.
Yeah.
But just like Fortnite did, they completely changed the game with a new map. Because Fortnite literally changed the mechanics, weapons, map, everything about the game. Like it felt brand new.
For hardcore players.
And I think for people who played it pretty consistently, which is kind of what they're going for, because ongoing.
Because I've said this before, someone like me, like a super, super casual Fortnite who never really
It's kind of the same with,
I barely noticed it.
Well, and for you, kind of with like Destiny 2, right? Like if you jumped into Destiny 2 right now, you wouldn't notice a difference.
No,
with,
I mean, I
Shadow.
literally,
You'd be
because I
like,
never played Destiny 2 until...
You're like,
just a
what's
few weeks
different?
ago.
I'm like, there's the moon. And you're like, so?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, I don't care.
I voted for Apex
Same.
because that's what I want to win.
you
Anything I
want
could
to.
vote for Apex, I voted it for it.
Same.
When I will
But
say...
I think Fortnite's probably gonna win.
Yeah.
I will defend Destiny 2 in this point because I think Destiny 2 actually has a really good chance of winning because Fortnite won last year. I don't know if they'll pick it 2 years in a row.
I think they will.
Because
Destiny won last
even
year?
though I do
Fortnite. Okay.
I do think Fortnite deserves it because Fortnite did so much more. But Destiny 2, I have to give it credit because Destiny 2 went free to play this year. It's run just by Bungie now, so they've been trying their freaking best.
They've had 2 DLCs
They've
this
had
year.
2 DLCs since they became the developer, the sole developer without any sort of publisher. So they're running on like a minimum budget. Like poor Bungie. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised
they've been struggling
if they gave it to Destiny 2 out of like
especially when a game
respect,
goes
but-
free to play and
but
it makes
I-
a new expansion. But
yeah.
I don't think it will. I think it'll be Fortnite.
Yeah, I think it'll be Fortnite, but I voted for Apex as well, like Hasten.
Yeah.
Taryn, do you want to read the next one?
Yeah. So the next one's the narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. And the options are A Plague Tale, Innocence, Control, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and The Outer Worlds. Disco Elysium, what the frick is
I
that?
have never heard of that one. Yeah,
I voted for Outer Worlds.
Oh, really?
But I think Death Stranding is going to win.
Yeah, I think for narrative, I think it'll be Death Stranding or Control. Because I know Control has a pretty good story.
I voted for Death Stranding, and I think Death Stranding will win. Just because that game in itself, like, that's the biggest complaint I've heard from people, is that it's not much of a game as it is an experience. Like,
I have heard, though, people say
the
Death
story's
Stranding's like
bonkers.
Interstellar, where it's hard to understand.
sure, but, like, I think Hideo Kojima, he makes games, and maybe I'm wrong about this, but I feel like he makes games more as a movie director than a game director. Like, he makes, like, these cutscenes are insane. Like, Metal Gear 5's opening cutscene literally takes, like, 25 minutes. I'm not even joking. Like, I was sitting there, I'm like, am I just watching a movie? Like, when do I actually play?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's insane. Like, he really goes for, like, the narrative-driven experience.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Death Stranding will win, but I could see Control or Outer Worlds, actually.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've like read about A Plague Tale: Innocence, and it has a really cool story too.
Does
but
it?
I don't think it's gonna.
Is it like an indie game? I've never even heard
It's
of it.
kind of an indie game, but it's based
It's a
on like when the
sequel.
rats like basically caused the Black Plague,
Oh,
kind of that
okay.
thing.
Well, and I think it's like if it never got stopped.
yeah,
Plague.
kind of.
I will say though, because like I think Outer Worlds does have a good storyline. The only problem with RPGs is it's hard to uncover the story for RPGs because like it's a reason why
Because it's
Skyrim,
kind of up to you to uncover the
it's
story.
why
That's true.
Skyrim would never win best story because even though Skyrim has an awesome story about the Dragonborn and Alduin and stuff. You know, you don't have to do that. You can go and do whatever you want. That's what's hard.
Yeah,
Since it's an
RPGs
RPG.
are tough that way because even something like, and I know this isn't even quite to the same level, but even something like Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Breath of the Wild actually has a cool
You can
story,
complete the game in a
super
minute.
base, like deep in the game.
Yeah.
But it's all optional. It's all stuff you can choose to go. You could avoid the story completely.
Well, yeah,
if
and
you
people
wanted
have
to.
proved that you can literally go fight the last boss.
Within,
immediately.
People speedrun Breath of the Wild. I think the record's like 16 minutes. It's insane. Or
Yeah,
something.
you can literally just fly to the last boss and then fight him.
Yeah.
So it's like that's
And die.
that's
And
the
die
issue.
right
is, like,
away. Yeah, if it was us.
with these story-based games, when they're RPG focused, it's hard because I think they struggle with
It's up to the
winning
player.
the best story. Because even though like I would say like Control, from what I played, it's got a really dope storyline. Like the backstory.
I wanna
and
play Control.
The narrative, like each of the characters has like a fully fleshed out. Like I was talking to this random doctor, and he had like 8 lines of dialogue, and then in each of those lines of dialogue, there's 2 options for each of them.
This is
It's
another one though
insane.
that Jedi Fallen Order should be voted for because
Yeah.
after Order 66 is one of the best times in the entire universe.
Let's go ahead and mention that now because that's something that is a big
It
deal
will be
about
brought
this,
up, yeah.
because it's super weird. So from what I understand, and I could be wrong about this, if you know for sure, leave it in the comments, let us know. But from what I understand, from what I've read from like what Geoff was putting on Twitter or something, is that Jedi Fallen Order fell into a super weird spot where the day the nominations went live is when it released, or like when the day that the nominations were decided. They weren't revealed to the public yet, but like they were decided for the nominations officially was the day Jedi Fallen Order came out or something. So it falls into this weird limbo spot
They didn't
where
have time to play it.
yeah, the critics who voted for Game of the Year for all these awards didn't.
Did they
have
not
time
get
to play
preview
it.
comes?
I mean, probably some of them did, but probably not everyone. Not everyone.
And
gets
probably
preview
not
copies.
enough to get in time
Yeah, exactly.
to play it fully.
And so there was a bunch of people who hadn't played it. So I don't think I think Geoff went ahead and said it doesn't count for this year. And then
That
now
sucks.
it's probably not going to count for next year either. And even if it does, it's going to get screwed over next year because
Yeah,
there's
so many games
So
on
many
this year.
games.
Well, yeah, you think about like next year's going to be one of those big years again.
Yeah.
I know. You look at like some of these games. We had an experience like this a couple years ago where there's an awesome game, but it doesn't get considered because it was one of the years where it's like Arkham Cities out there and freaking Skyrim.
Last year,
and
like Smash
balls
Bros.
and-
wasn't considered.
Yeah.
Because it came out the day of the game.
that
literally
too.
that night. Yeah. And it's really a tragedy actually for or travesty for Respawn, because Respawn, I tell you what, man, they have been putting out some great stuff like
Great content.
Apex
And
Legends,
Jedi
Fallen Order, Titanfall, and Titanfall 2. Were
Which,
both
of course, we've had our
great
gripes
games.
with Apex, but still, like, Respawn is becoming
It's
one
a
of
free
those
game.
great...
It's
Like,
free.
it's
Yeah,
free.
I've put money into it, but like that's optional.
Yeah,
Well,
I
like-
literally haven't put $1 into that game, and it's one of my game of the years.
Well, and Respawn's slowly becoming one of those companies that we trust as far as...
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, we were worried about Jedi Fallen Order. I know we all were. We were like, I don't know if it's going to be kind of...
I was worried that it was going to be like really short, like in...
Because it's EA, and we were like, oh...
Yeah, and EA's involved,
But then, yeah, from what it sounds like, oh my gosh, it looks awesome.
It's great.
It doesn't sound like...
could have used a little more polishing.
I've heard
if
it's
they
a little
spent
buggy.
2 months, if they spent like 2 more months just finishing it up,
I have
it
heard
would've
that
been
they're...
better, but it's fine. Like it's not that big of a deal.
I
That's
have heard
probably
that though,
because
they're
of
planning
EA,
to
I
update
bet.
it and everything though, because like there's gonna be DLC. Sounds like.
Oh, of
Sounds like
course.
they're planning to
but
have like.
I bet
big
you
stories.
the reason why it came out, I bet you EA rushed them. To get
They're
it
like,
out.
you have to get it out
Like,
Q4.
You
this
have
year.
Q4
before holiday season, so people can get
Exactly,
it for Black Friday.
Because I think you're right. If they would have waited a couple, because even what I've played like 7 hours or something.
There's some
It's
textures that could
really
be better.
good.
When you think
Yeah.
about like parents, right? If a game came out mid-December, they've already got all the Christmas presents. A lot of people don't want to buy stuff like that, so yeah, sales would suffer.
Yeah, there's very few games that can come out after Black Friday and still be good.
and still and be good, but
no, like
not
good in
sell
terms of
good.
sales.
Yeah,
in terms of
sales
sales,
and
yeah.
Because
Because like Smash Bros is one of the few exceptions. Like almost every Smash Bros has come out in December.
and granted, though, since it's Nintendo, it doesn't really go on sale anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You have your
It
hardcore
doesn't-
fans that are
it-
gonna
Yeah,
get
it doesn't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's weird. It's too bad for Respawn and Jedi Fallen Order, because I think they would have gotten a lot of the awards this year. I think they would have won a ton. But now that it'll be nominated for next year potentially, I don't think it will stand a chance, which is too bad. Because this year, we've talked about it before, was kind of a so-so year for games. Like,
Granted, though, Respawn might have another chance, because you think about next year, we might get Titanfall 3. We might get another.
But I don't think Titanfall will be nominated for Game of
I
the
mean, you
Year.
never know, though.
Like-
I mean, the storyline, they first added in story for Titanfall 2. They might actually go all out.
Titanfall 2 campaign was actually really good.
And they might go all out with this one and try to make it like a game of the year. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
time will tell. But let's move on to the next category. We have the multiplayer game.
Tanner's category.
Yeah, Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, COD Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, and The Division 2. I voted for Apex just because I want Apex to win, but
I voted
I
for
think it'll be maybe Borderlands.
I voted for Borderlands because I think it'll be Borderlands.
But as far as like actually being multiplayer and like working together, what game's better than Apex?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
like it's a
I will say
cooperative
Borderlands is the game that's like meant to be played with everybody and be like crazy. Like even when we played Borderlands 2,
You literally
experience
can't
that.
play Apex solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you
That's a good
can.
point.
It just match makes.
Well, yeah, but you're playing. What he means is it's still multiplayer. You're just playing with people
Well,
you
yeah,
don't
sure,
know.
sure.
And if you play solo, you lose. You can't win.
I think that's
Yeah.
true. I mean, you could say that. Yeah, that's true. You could say that about like Tetris 99 too. Tom Clancy's Division.
Tetris
They're
99
all-
solo though. Like
What I mean is you're still with other people.
Yeah,
You're
but
still online.
yeah, it's online matchmaking.
Because like Borderlands, yeah, it's single player. You can choose to be a single player. and
I think it's
nobody
for
else will.
sure between Apex and Borderlands for this one. I'd be shocked if anyone else won.
If
I
I'm
think Modern
honest,
Warfare has a chance too because it has a great multiplayer. It really
Look,
does. I'm surprised because I thought I was
Yeah.
gonna hate it.
Huh.
But
I loved Apex and Borderlands. I have to give it to Borderlands though because honestly, I think Borderlands was amazing, and I think it deserves it a little more than Apex because yeah, Apex is a great multiplayer game, but it suffered for a while. Like when it first came out, like it was great, but then like there wasn't.
But
much
that's
content.
the
They
thing
didn't
is,
update
but
it for a while.
you're talking about content here. We're talking about multiple. The award is for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design,
yeah.
including co-op and massive. Yeah, like for me, that's easily Apex. Like regardless
The
of
gameplay
content,
design on
yeah,
that is
it's
incredible.
It's amazing.
Well,
And,
yeah,
like,
I
the
mean-
idea of having
you have to have a Pathfinder and a Lifeline. And
Yeah.
Well, sure.
these things.
Like, don't get me wrong. It's hard for me because the only issue is I think Borderlands will win. I think even if I voted for Apex, even if I wanted Apex, I don't think Apex will win.
Well, here's the thing with
Even though,
Borderlands 3
you know,
is
I'd be
like
fine with it when-
I haven't played it personally yet, but from what I've heard, like people love it, but people are just it's more Borderlands. Like it's Borderlands 2, but with more stuff. Like,
Oh yeah, exactly.
to where for
And
me,
a more
I'm like,
story than Borderlands 2.
From what I've heard, well, at least, so far as from what I've heard and what I've experienced, it's good story.
have you not beaten it yet?
No,
Oh, okay.
Good story. The story's great. It's specifically the bad guys, right? The what do they call it? What is it?
I don't have no idea for Borderlands 3.
No, there's the protagonist and the antagonist. The antagonist,
yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. Antagonists are nothing. You can't beat Handsome Jack. Handsome Jack from Borderlands 2. If you ever experienced Borderlands 2 with like the fullest beating it, Handsome Jack is one of the best villains of all time. He's up there with like Joker. So it's like it's hard to beat that.
Once again,
It's like if a new Arkham game came out and no mention of Joker, and it's like, how are you supposed to beat that? How are you supposed to beat freaking Joker?
I mean, that's probably what the next Arkham game will be, which
So
I'm
you
fine
think about
with.
it. But you think about it, it's gonna.
We've
like,
had
as
so
far
much
as
Joker.
It's gonna be hard to beat.
Sure,
Joker.
yeah, absolutely, but it can be done.
So I have to give credit to Borderlands because they did their best. I mean, these bad guys, they were a little annoying, sure, but I mean, they tried.
Once again, now you're talking about story now, though. And
True,
not-
yeah,
not-
oh, yeah.
I'm talking about like this is the multiplayer.
Oh,
game.
yeah.
And based on multiplayer, like at the end of the day, I feel like Borderlands 3 is looter shooter, get your buddies and we run around, shoot stuff and get.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like Apex Legends is, like Hasten was saying, it's cooperative. Like you have
Don't get
to
me wrong,
have
look,
certain classes
and
together,
communicate. You have to
communicate.
communicate.
I think-
the ping system.
Yeah,
like
I
this is all
do
great
think
multiplayer
that-
stuff.
Apex has a chance, but I don't think it'll win. Even though I want them both equally. Honestly, I want Borderlands and Apex equally. I love them both equally. They're both great games. I don't think Apex will win though. I just know like the community. I know the judges. They're gonna look at a game that has, more than just a battle royale.
I'm actually going for it with Apex. I think Apex is going to win.
Yeah.
I know. The only reason I don't think so is just because you have to remember Apex is just a battle royale.
But it's
There's
still
nothing
that
else
doesn't
besides
affect the
the
multiplayer.
Still, what I mean is though they go off of that, right? Because they say for outstanding online gameplay and massive multiplayer experiences. Experiences isn't just battle royale.
but the
I love
experience is still
Apex,
the same. It's
but
like you
I
say
don't.
the same thing about
I know, but
Fortnite.
when like judges will look.
But
at
that's
the
all
game,
Tetris 99 is. That's all Fortnite.
I know a judge will,
Yeah.
but that's why those aren't, right? Because Tetris 99 is not going to win.
And ultimately, that would be the same thing with Modern Warfare as well, because
Well,
you
judges-
can't count campaigns for this.
This
is
Well, what I
Or
mean is,
Spec Ops.
yeah,
Well, I guess you can't
it's
do Spec
because
Ops.
they go off of the
Borderlands
multiplayer
3 is the only
experiences.
one that has a story with the multiplayer.
Well, what I mean is like judges
Out
will
of
jump
these.
into a
And
game, right?
Division,
And they'll
I
look
guess,
at like
too.
Apex, and they have the one mode. They'll play it. They love the gameplay. Gameplay is awesome, but then they're like, okay, this is it though. With Borderlands, they get experience the entire storyline, slaughter domes, multiplayer matches, tons of different stuff that they can do. Kind of like a Call of Duty, which except with Call of Duty,
Well, if they're doing that, then something's wrong because the multiplayer game should be considered for multiplayer things only.
Yeah,
not
I
for
agree.
story and like all this other stuff. It should be complete. Like it says.
That's why they have categories.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
Because
there's best narrative, which
what
is
I mean
story,
is
right?
everything in Borderlands is multiplayer. Everything. Like you can. There's not a point where you can't. You have to be.
But I think what
single
Hasten's
player.
saying is it's like, I don't know, best. So if there was like a best single player award and Death Stranding was nominated for it, it probably shouldn't win. But then with the best narrative award, you could make the argument, even though a lot of people didn't like the single player.
I'm not
aspect of
arguing
Death
that
Stranding.
Borderlands 3 should win like best narrative or anything.
No, I
don't
know,
even think
but
it has.
You're saying the story should come into account
No,
for the multiplayer.
no.
Which I don't think.
No,
it
I don't.
should.
I don't think so. I wasn't trying to say that. I'm trying to say the experiences, the storyline, the main campaign can be played multiplayer. So that's counted as a multiplayer, massive multiplayer.
Well, let me
experience.
put, not that it matters, and this is all opinion based regardless. But like for you personally, would you say you've had more memorable experiences so far in a multiplayer setting with Borderlands 3 or Apex?
Well, no, because I haven't played Borderlands multiplayer. Right?
But
Even
I
if
think
we played
Apex.
Borderlands 3 though, you think you'd have more?
I had
you think
awesome
you'd have
memories
more
of
fun in
Borderlands.
Borderlands 3 than Apex.
Well, here that's the
terms of- in
struggle.
terms
I
of, like,
can't determine
random
that because we
experiences.
haven't done it. Because I do know the brief time we played Borderlands 2, I did have very memorable moments with you guys playing Borderlands 2. It was really fun, right? So we've never tried Borderlands 3 together, so I don't know. I can't judge that. I've literally not played Borderlands 3 with anybody besides myself.
yeah.
Right? Because you can choose to play it single player.
I think for one thing that it separates like battle royale games versus like story driven games when it comes to multiplayer is like, in a single player, not a single player, but in a story based campaign for like Borderlands 3.
You can't just jump in.
Everyone is going to have ultimately the same story experience.
Yeah.
Right? Like every person that plays Borderlands 3 will experience the same story. There might be moments that happen that are funny, like, oh, he shot this guy in the face on that part. That was funny. Like, good job, blah blah blah. But then with Apex or like battle royale type games or multiplayer like centric,
It's
like
always
COD,
a different
It's
experience.
always different in terms of what's gonna happen. Like, we'll have the last circle and it'll be on the side of a mountain, and we're like, how do we do this? We have the low ground. How are we going to win this? And we pull it off somehow through some crazy means. Like that experience towards the end of the game can change every time.
Oh yeah, like don't get me wrong. That's why I think these games both equally have a chance. I'm not saying I like one better than the other. I think they both have their strengths. I think that Borderlands will win. Not because I want it to win, because I think that like.
Well, it's fine if you want it to win.
Well,
like,
no, because I honestly I can't decide
fan.
between the two. I didn't vote for. Look, I specifically didn't vote in this category.
You don't want to choose.
I didn't want to choose because I don't know which one would win. Like or I don't know which one I choose.
No, I feel it
think
totally. It's like the classic. It'd be like for me if I don't know, like Arkham and Smash were nominated for Game of the Year. I'd be like, frick, what do we?
Yeah, like what?
Exactly. Hazen, you want to read the next one?
Mobile game, kind of a crappy category this year.
Yeah.
We know who's gonna win this one.
But there's Call of Duty Mobile, Grindstone, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sky, Children of the Light, and What the Golf.
I've actually heard of What the Golf. People like that one.
I haven't heard of any of them other than COD, and COD is the one I voted for.
Same.
I mean, I voted for COD, but when I looked back, I think Sky will win. Sky is made by the people who made Journey.
Yeah, I voted for COD, but I'm with Tanner. I think Sky will win for sure because it's that game company and they are awesome. Like Journey is one of my favorite games of all time. Like,
The only issue is that game is locked behind Apple Arcade, right? So you can't play it.
I don't know.
From what it looks like, I think you get a free trial.
I don't know if you should say locked though, because I mean every game you have to pay
It's
for.
locked behind
Yeah,
something.
locked behind something.
Yeah.
I
Also,
mean, not COD Mobile.
I'm just not a huge.
You just got
mobile,
a phone, you can use it.
I'm just also not a huge mobile gamer, like in terms of phone-based games.
I struggle with playing any game on mobile.
Sky, I'm sure might be great, and I loved Journey, but I don't know if I'll play Sky just because I don't want to play an experience like that on my phone. Like I'd rather do that on my console or something. But next one, Terry, you want to read it?
Yeah, so independent game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. You have Baba Is You, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Outer Wilds, and Untitled Goose Game. Now, it's obviously between probably the last two.
Yeah, I think so too. I voted for Outer Wilds.
I did too. It was okay, but it's the only one I played this year. So
I said Untitled Goose Game because I think Untitled Goose Game had such a big explosion,
cultural phenomenon. Yeah, I can see either. I think Outer Wilds is probably the more acclaimed game in terms of reviews and stuff, but Goose Game really did get like this weird cultural impact like out of nowhere. Like everyone wanted a goose for Smash Bros and stuff like that, and like this is the most random things. But I want Outer Wilds probably. I haven't played it, but I really don't care too much with this category
either.
So far.
This is gonna be one that they like roll over the screen.
Yeah, probably.
And they won this.
And
I don't know.
Yeah. So at the bottom.
Yeah, like the scrolling thing real fast. Like Geoff Keighley will mention it real fast. Like Outer Wilds wins best independent game. Or I want to play Outer Wilds.
But yeah, that he says really
free on
briefly.
Game Pass.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out at some point.
Yeah.
Speaking of last night, after we were just purging a bunch of like
Games.
random games, I just continued to do like a couple more that were like single player-esque ones, and I literally purged like 3 games. It was so nice. I was like, heck yeah! I just jumped in, tried it. I was like, nope. Then just uninstalled it. It was nice. Games for Impact, we have Concrete Genie, Grizz, Kind Words, Life is Strange, and Sea of Solitude.
Now, this category is for thought-provoking games.
Yeah, I should have read that because this one's
weird.
Yeah,
because
they added this one like a couple years ago, and I actually like this category in terms of it's almost like a what game actually affected people. Like had like the best meaning behind it. Like because games so often are about just like the gameplay experience. You play them for fun, while these games are probably more about like how did this make me feel.
Like last year, there was a pretty good category because there was, what was it? The one that we played on Switch.
Bastion.
No.
Celeste.
And then there was another one though that's on Game Pass now. Florence was one, but there was another one.
Inside?
No,
that was a few years ago.
I can't remember what it was, but it was a big one too, and it was about like suicide and everything.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that Life is Strange?
Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Hellblade Senu'a. Yeah, that's owned by Xbox now.
That apparently had like a really big impact on a lot of people.
Oh, I remember it was nominated for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hellblade?
I don't remember that, but I voted for Grizz because I have no idea here. Like,
I said Life
these
is
ones.
Strange too.
I did too. That's the only thing I recognized. So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I
Same
played
for
the
me.
first Life is Strange. I liked it for the most part. I never finished it. I got through like 2 or 3 episodes. But Life is Strange 2, I just haven't heard as much about, honestly. But these...
I remember it getting announced. I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, me neither. Sea of Solitude I've heard of. I actually heard people didn't like that one as much. But and then Concrete Genie was a PS4 exclusive, actually. Grizz, I honestly don't even know what the gameplay is. I just kind of voted randomly. So. Hazen, you want to take the next one?
Game direction. Award for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
Okay.
There's Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and Outer Wilds.
All of which have been nominated for Game of the Year, besides Outer Wilds.
Except Outer Wilds, yeah. For me, I voted for Resident Evil 2 because I want that to win, but I think Death Stranding will
I
win.
voted for Death Stranding, and I think it's going to
It'll
win
be
too.
there.
Because they want, this is game director, like freaking Kojima's going to come out. Able to anyway, I could.
Death Stranding or Control, I think it'll be.
Tanner, you got the next one? This one's funny.
Fresh indie game presented by Subway.
This one's such a sponsored one. Like this,
Like
what the
fresh indie game, it's basically
Why-
just
it's
independent. game.
Independent game, yeah.
'Cause we already did that.
I think-
Recognized.
honestly, Geoff Keighley, like Subway came to them like, "Hey, can we get an award? We'll pay you a couple million. Don't say anything."
He's like,
Jeff goes,
It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, you want
by
a
Subway.
fresh indie game, not independent game.
Anyway,
Oh, this is kind of cool though. It's recognizing the new independent studio that released its first game in 2019.
oh, okay. So I guess
I think this was last
it's
year too,
different.
because I think Studio MDHR won.
Don't think it was brought to you by Subway though. Eat
No,
fresh.
yeah, I don't think it was called Fresh.
I hope during the
It's
awards.
the most
he's
sponsored
like,
ad.
I hope he's eating a Subway sub. Eat fresh.
Or he's like,
Outer Wilds wins.
Yeah.
he's like, so now it's time for fresh independent game presented
Brought
by
to
Subway.
you
Eat
by your
fresh,
sponsor.
$5.99 foot long.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's gonna be the most sponsored ad.
He's wearing like a Subway shirt
Yeah.
and everything.
He's like, we also got the head of Subway here.
Everyone gets a Subway sandwich.
Everyone gets Subway. Look under your chair. You got a Subway gift card.
You get a Subway sandwich.
You have a Subway sandwich under your chair.
Whoa!
Anyway, so ZA which looks like Elysium. That looks like the
Disco
same.
Elysium, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have Namada Studios. Oh yeah, because it's for the game. So
For
the
Grizz.
Studios.
Oh
is,
yeah.
So
These are the studios.
yeah, I'm reading the studio name and then we'll say the game. So ZA for Disco Elysium, Namada Studio for Grizz, Dead Toast Entertainment for My Friend Pedro, which I've heard My Friend Pedro was really cool.
I've heard that too. Actually.
Mobius Digital for Outer Wilds. That was their first game.
Wow.
Mega Crit for
It's a big game, too.
Slay the Spire. And then House for Untitled Goose Game. It's going to be either Untitled Goose Game or Outer Wilds. I think it'll be Outer
I think
Wilds.
so,
Mobius
too.
Digital.
Yeah, I think
Because that's their first game.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's a big game, too.
Yeah.
That's cool. Xbox should buy them.
Well, it's such a yeah, they should.
That'd
they
be a
should.
good studio to buy.
Connor, you get this next one. Just
'Kay.
because, you know.
Yeah. So we all are in agreement. Outer Wilds or Goose Game on that one.
Yeah.
Probably
I did Outer Wilds.
Yeah,
so
I said Outer Wilds.
fighting game for best game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. So we got Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force, Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, or Smash. So this
Yeah!
one, I'm
Super Smash Bros.
I'm very
Ultimate.
biased in this one. Obviously, I've voted for Smash. I
Well,
think it'll
honestly,
win,
I
too.
don't think it's even close this year. It's gonna be Smash.
I think Mortal Kombat.
I mean, the closest-
is.
It's the only one that can even.
No, I think
compete.
the closest will be Dead or Alive 6. Cause
I've heard bad about Dead or Alive.
I have
Really?
two.
Oh, okay,
I have
okay.
two.
Because I know D it's a real.
So Angry Joe did a video on this, but there's
He's promoting it.
$1,200 worth of
of
DLC
skins.
content and skins.
No.
Yeah.
In Dead or Alive 6.
it's
What
like
the
he
frick,
looked the
dude?
DLC count, and I remember
On
watching
Steam,
that.
and
That was
it's like
hilarious.
buy all. And
He's
it's
just
like $1,300.
Oh my gosh, it's funny because like I've talked about how I
remember him
wish
talking about that.
Smash would add more like cosmetic type stuff like that because they don't really have much besides Mii Fighter stuff. But now maybe I'm glad that they don't because Nintendo is pretty good about not like releasing unnecessary
Abusing
the
skins.
DLC system. Yeah, but
Well, and I haven't heard anything about Samurai Showdown or Jump Force really, but
I've
I
heard
know
about Jump Force.
I actually jumped into Jump Force last night.
Oh, you
that was
did?
one of the games
Was
I
that
had
one
done
that was
on
like,
Game
nah?
Pass, yeah. So I jumped into it and the gameplay I actually really liked. It's cool. It's
'cause
basically it's a fighting game, but in like open
for like
areas.
all the anime characters.
Yeah, it's you got Goku in there, Naruto,
Yeah.
the guy from One Piece. But I liked what I played, gameplay wise. But it's ridiculous the like the menu system. Oh my gosh!
Well, like I've heard of the game, but I didn't hear anything about it after it came out. Like I heard it before it was coming out, and then announcing the characters. But
they put it on Game Pass, so I jumped into it, and literally the first 30 minutes you have to create your character and like your avatar or whatever, and then you're driving around the hub world forever. I had no idea where I was going. I did one fight, and then I had to drive around this hub world trying to find where to go. Like it's weird because it's a fighting game, but there's a big story around it. So it's like disguised. It's like a disguised fighting game. Like it honestly,
it's kind of like Mortal Kombat and stuff, because Mortal Kombat has like.
But Mortal Kombat, you can. There's the menu, and you can just jump into a match. Like we could play right now, me versus you or whatever, and play just like quick play matches. Jump Force, you can't do that. Like literally, you have to watch this 10-hour cutscene to start. Goes through the story. You go to the hub world. You're around this hub world forever. I had to then like once I finally got past all that, was able to go to a specific area in the hub world and click like offline battle and play a fight. Like it was ridiculous.
And of course I've heard about everything about Mortal Kombat 11. I've even played it, but I did hear like really bad things about like the tower or something, or something about
that was like
DLC
tower stuff. Yeah, like a microtransactions.
When it was like really bad, and so I mean, Smash is the only one that's clean.
Crazy, yeah.
It's good. Its Sakurai's amazing.
Well, the thing is, if there was a year that Smash is, this is probably the best Smash ever released. Right?
Oh, sure.
Like,
easily.
Yeah,
it has every character.
It's ultimate.
Yeah,
it's the ultimate Smash Bros. It's kind of unfair.
It deserves the win.
Yeah,
it's like if like Batman. But it didn't release any of its games.
Best
and
superhero
one
game.
One game just
That's
had
true.
all the stories, and they're like, "Which is the best game?"
Yeah, I think Smash is a shoo-in for this category. Yeah. Like I don't think there's much competition. Mason got the next one.
Family game. All games probably I've only played one of these. Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Yoshi's Crafted World.
I
Which
wondered
all
if,
of these are for the best
Nintendo
game
win.
appropriate for a family play, irrespective of game genre or platform.
I wonder if Nintendo will win this category.
Every single one of these games, it says retrospective
Nintendo.
of genre or platform. Every single one is you have to play on Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's a Nintendo game. It's literally look. It says Nintendo.
Good film. Nintendo. Sora Bandai Namco. Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Nintendo EPD. Nintendo. Nintendo EPD. Nintendo. Nintendo level games. Nintendo.
Yeah. So for this one, I actually, I know it's actually surprising. I actually voted for Luigi's Mansion 3.
I thought you would.
Only because it's the only category it's nominated for. So I thought I would give it a vote for, where I could.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I actually think something else will win besides Smash for this category.
Yeah.
Because Smash is already going to win other awards.
I will say I don't think Smash is the best family game. I don't know much
True.
people who play Smash. With, like,
we do. We literally
we
do.
but like it's a fighting.
It's a fighting.
Because most families aren't gonna be like, let's play Smash Brothers.
I mean,
beat
there
each other
are,
up.
but not. Yeah, I know what you mean in terms of like family game implies more like I don't know.
Because it says for best game appropriate for family play, like and Smash Bros is rated T. You like fight, you like punch
E10
each
plus,
other.
but
Well, it used to be T.
it used to be T. Yeah, they changed it. What do you guys think will actually win then?
I mean, I think it'll be either Mario Maker or Luigi's Mansion 3. I hope it's Smash. If it's Smash,
I'm hoping
I'd be happy.
Smash. I think Smash will win it. Honestly.
You still think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be Smash or I don't know. Yeah,
Yoshi's Crafted.
it's probably gonna be Smash, realistically.
All right, on to the crap ones.
Yeah, now
the
we're going
next
into
three.
the
Actually, there's
esports.
the esports player. I'm kind of interested in talking.
Esports player is
But
gonna be cool.
We'll go esports team first.
This I literally
Alright.
I have no idea.
So
I voted for the
esports
biggest
team,
game I've played before.
best esports team, recognizing an individual esports team judged the most outstanding in performance and conduct in 2019. So you have the Astralis for CS:GO, you have G2 Esports for League of Legends, you have OG for Dota 2, you have San Francisco Shock for Overwatch, and then you have Team Liquid for CS:GO. It'll be San Francisco Shock.
Thank goodness you knew
I
that was
said
Overwatch
G2.
League because I was like, what the heck is OWL?
Yeah.
I'm like, what game? I never heard of OWL.
Yeah, it'll be San Francisco Shock because I knew it was a big upset that they won.
Yeah, I voted
Big
for
B.
them because that's the one I've heard of.
I voted for G2. I don't know.
I
them,
mean-
but League of Legends is such a big game.
Yeah.
The only issue is I know G2 wins a lot, and so I think that they're gonna. It's like if FaZe was nominated for like Call of Duty or for like Fortnite. It's like they always win. It'll probably be San Francisco Shock because they beat.
I heard that it was like big
They
upset.
beat
It
the
was,
team
like,
that won last year.
I
it was a close game.
Speaking of esports, real fast, have you guys heard that the U is like doing like a bunch of esports stuff now? Like it's pretty cool
No.
actually.
Well,
Like,
did you know they just passed that? MLG is considered a real sport now. Like in the
I
sporting
think,
category.
I think ESPN's going to start like hosting esports tournaments.
No, they already said because they were the ones
like
who
it'll be on like
Overwatch
ESPN
2.
Plus
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Like
Which
you
is
can
kinda
literally
cool,
go.
yeah. I've watched. There was one thing that had got me into esports. So I used to watch COD when it was like Black Ops 2 and stuff. I watched MLG on that.
Back
stuff.
when it wasn't super popular.
Yeah, and then I watched. This past year, I watched Apex when it first came out. There was like a Twitch Rivals thing on it, and it was like Dr. Disrespect and like Shroud Ninja, like all these big guys streaming it, competing against each other, and it was so cool. I watched it for 4 hours. Like it was awesome, actually.
I for me, it was the Fortnite World Cup.
Was it?
Nothing beat like literally. It's one of the nominations for events. It was insane. Like millions of people watching it. Literally,
and it's the biggest prize.
It was at a stadium, right?
It was 30 million. 3 million or 30 million.
It was a lot of money. I think it was.
And a 14-year-old won it,
yeah.
dude.
Which
it was
is next
awesome.
for esports
That's
player.
like,
I remember when I was working.
What a lucky kid.
It was playing, and I'm like,
Parker, you fool.
I know.
I wish esports were this big when we were kids.
I know.
And like, because I could have been like,
Smash
man,
Bros.
I would dedicate my life to Smash and get like super good. I would try to
never have to have a job, just play video games.
yeah.
Dude, I know. No, but like legit, I remember. Like I tuned in because I've never usually really cared about esports. I've tried to watch the Overwatch League but like for some reason this one, oh my gosh, it was awesome. It was like super professional. They had like different categories, so they had. I will get to it when we talk about the event actually. But either way, like esports is starting to become better. I know it at school, so if you go to college for Major League Gaming, it's considered a sports minor or major. That's so weird. Like you could be like, weird. I'm a sporting major. It's like,
I played sports professionally.
They're like, what the fuck do you do?
I play sports professionally.
What did you do? Competitive eating.
You eat
fat piece of lard.
Oh, you took my old
the strongest
food.
man.
Now I'm gonna starve. No, yeah. For me with esports, my only connection to it is Smash Bros. Like I follow the Smash Bros. Like esports scene pretty not religiously, but pretty like a lot more recently, especially like not like to this point where I like how I follow football or something, but I really enjoy the Smash Bros esports like scene, especially like Evo 2019 was insane. Like some of those matches, like even if you don't like Smash Bros, I would suggest watching them because they get crazy.
Did you know I was there? I was in Vegas when that was going on.
Oh,
I saw the
Evo,
sign for it, and I was like, "Is that the Smash Bros thing?" I was like so tempted to go in there.
Yeah, it was super cool. Like I kind of want to go one of these years because it is so hype. It's insane. It's just in Vegas, but
yeah. Well, it's crazy because I'm so glad it's finally happening. They're getting bigger and bigger.
So you're good at Smash, right?
Oh, he's good.
Would you compete with these guys?
No. So
these guys are nuts.
Or are they like they're like the next level?
It's the next level. It's pretty insane because I've thought about this a lot. I'm like, could I stand a chance? And the truth is, I don't know quite because I haven't played someone that good. But I don't think I'm as good as these guys.
Connor's probably like on the level that me and Parker are at Fortnite. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah.
Where we're good enough that we can win multiple games. We can like destroy people regularly, but we don't have a full-time job playing.
That's the problem. Is like if I could dedicate myself to Smash like these guys do,
then
like
you
these
could
guys literally do nothing else
easy.
but play Smash. They don't. Most of the guys I watch like on Twitch and stuff that play this, they don't have other jobs. Like they literally play Smash Bros for their job, and then they win money.
They win the tournaments. Yeah, I mean you go to like the small tournaments. You get
like they go to local tournaments and stuff like that, and they win a bunch of money.
Because even like Gaming Con, it was like a $5,000 pool.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how much they were making, but like the Evo was a big lot too. Like MK Leo won Evo for Smash and won a bunch. And so like if I could dedicate myself like these guys, I'd like to think I could try to get close to their level. I don't know if I'd ever be quite as good as them, but like there's no way I could ever stand a chance unless I dedicate myself 100%, because unless you're practicing like day in and day out, you just can't keep up. Like it's impossible.
And it's hard. I mean, especially when you have other responsibilities. Like I know with Fortnite for a while, like you look at like Parker, like he's got nothing else to do, but he still got school. Like he's a freaking beast. Like he can literally destroy anybody. He wins like 8 games a day, right? But we jump into like the tournaments. Like they have like the tournaments that you play. We got qualified once. We qualified for a tournament once, and we got like 18 kills. We were like wrecking it. We got to the qualifiers, which is the top like 200 or something in like the United States. And we just like got destroyed. Like it's insane. Like these kids are like they build a wall, and by the time they build the wall, there's like a hole, and they shoot you, and then they put the wall back, and they build another one. They put a ramp, and then they edit it and put a trap. And you're like, what the frick is happening?
Yeah, I did the North America Open for Smash Bros. When we were on the Memorial Day trip.
Oh yeah,
and I got slapped hard. Now I will say that I know it's excuses.
You held up your own.
I was the excuses are we were literally on hotel Wi-Fi, and I was trying to play while everyone was
her
packing
grandparents
up stuff.
are like, do you need something?
Grandma and Grandpa were like, I love Grandma and Grandpa. They were annoying the crap out of me though, because I'm like, I need to focus for a second.
And I remember I tried to get them out and like shut the door, but everyone was like,
yeah. And I got slapped pretty hard, but I haven't played one since. I want to do another one because they hold them every few months actually. Like,
yeah, well, and you can.
Speaking of like esports stuff, we should. Honestly, I've told you guys this before. We need to go check out the Land King and stuff like that in Utah. They actually have a lot of like competitive tournament places where you can make money. Like
you can win a couple hundred.
Like it's cool because you pay. There's an entrance fee. It's like $5 or something. But then all that money for the entrance fee goes towards the prize pool for whoever wins gets all that money.
You're making like if you win that, you win like $500 a day. You know, you get like $5,000 a month.
I mean, depending on
it's better than like
what the prize pool is, but
you know, like
job,
a $15, $20 an hour job. You know, you're making like good money.
I just think it'd be fun to go try these out because like Land King holds every Tuesday night. They do Smash Bros. They do doubles like teams and singles, and then they do like COD once in a while. They do everything like Fortnite.
Well, and even like the Fortnite Cash
Rocket
Cups.
League.
They do Fortnite Cash Cups like every week or month. It's like $50,000 prize pool. They're just like, yeah, win. First place gets $50,000. Second place gets $10,000. Third place gets $5,000. It's like
we should try it out sometime just for fun. Like
why not?
Because the thing is, who knows? We might not stand a chance at all. We might go and like get destroyed, but it'd be. I think it's still fun. Like I like the competitive scene, even if I'm.
Especially when we tried once and then we didn't get in. We were so pissed.
Oh, that sucked at GamingCon. Yeah,
all three of us were trying and didn't put our name in or something.
Yeah, what were we gonna do?
We literally waited for 2 hours.
Oh, we were gonna do Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Though.
And we waited for 2 hours and like they didn't put your name.
That sucked. We should go this year, maybe. Yeah. Well, no, actually, we're gonna be going to E3. That's gonna be better.
Should we do esports player?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do their name and then what game it's for.
Yeah.
So there's Kyle Booga Gearsdorf, who's won Fortnite.
So
he's that 14-year-old that won like.
Yeah, he just goes by
Booga.
Yeah.
There's Lee Faker saying Hyok from League of Legends. Luka Perkovic from League of Legends.
This guy's
Alexander Simple Kostilev, Counter-Strike Go. Jay Sinatra won Overwatch.
I'm voting for Jay Sinatra won because
it'll be Booga.
It'll be Booga.
It'll be Booga.
Booga's gonna win.
Oh, that's true. He's the kid that.
No, he's insane.
That's
like, he's still the best player.
I'm not gonna vote for him because I don't want him to win, but I think he'll win.
No, he'll win. Right. He won the biggest prize pool of any sports.
I will say that the Smash esports players have been highly overlooked for this category. Like, I'm shocked MKLeo is not nominated. MKLeo is insane. He's won like every major Smash tournament for the last year, ever since Ultimate came out. So, like for the Wii U Smash Bros, there's a guy named Zero who was the best at Wii U Smash. He doesn't really play anymore for tournaments in terms of Ultimate, but MKLeo does, and the dude is freaking insane. Like he wins every single tournament almost. Like I can't believe he wasn't nominated. But anyway, next one, Tanner.
Yeah. Actually, you do this one. I'll do the next one.
Okay. Esports host, we got. I'm just gonna read their
special
names: Sejox, Machine, Red Eye, Golden Boy, and Candace. I voted for Golden Boy because I've heard of him.
He not only does Fortnite, he does Apex as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Golden Boy's cool too.
He's really cool. Yeah.
Okay. Esports Game of the Year.
Oh wow, they have a Game of the Year category for esports.
Yeah. So for Game of the Year, so for the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players, inclusive of tournaments, community support, and content updates, irrespective of the game platform. So you have Counter-Strike Global Offensive, of course, CS:GO, always nominated. Dota 2, Classic, League of Legends, Overwatch, and Fortnite. Now, all of these games have been nominated before, and all of them deserve. I mean, Overwatch, League of Legends is
Fortnite's
huge.
Win,
yeah.
Dota 2, yeah. Look, Fortnite didn't win last year. It was League of Legends, which you called, and League of Legends has won most of the years. But Fortnite had the biggest year for its tournaments ever with the Fortnite World Cup, and it had Friday Fortnite, it had the Cash Cups, it had, the Pro-Am where Ninja played with Marshmallow, and they had all the celebrities play. So yeah, it'll be Fortnite. I mean,
it will. I can guarantee you what it won't be. I guarantee it won't be Overwatch, and the only reason why is because of all the controversy with Blizzard right now. Like, guarantee that.
Which is too bad, because even the Overwatch creator came out and said that he didn't agree with what.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, it's the company, like the heads of CEO of Blizzard or whatever. But still, like, I guarantee it won't win because of that. Esports event. Okay. See, EVO 2019. There it is. 2019 Overwatch League Grand Finals, Fortnite World Cup, IEM Katowice, and League of Legends World Championship, and the International. I voted for EVO.
I voted for Fortnite World Cup.
It'll be the Fortnite World Cup. EVO would be awesome, but it won't be EVO.
I don't know. I'm not.
Because it says recognizing a singular event across single and multiplayer that delivered the best of class experience for participants, in-person fans, and broadcast audience. Fortnite World Cup had close to a couple million watching it.
But I don't think they're taking it. I mean, are they taking into account the amount of people that watch?
Well, they do in-person fans and broadcast audience.
Yeah, I probably assume the same thing, that Fortnite World Cup will win, but I'm voting for EVO because that was insane. I mean, I'm sure they're all insane.
Gosh dang it!
I want to do esports.
So many
esports coach.
Just do their claim name.
Adrian, Kane, Grabs, Keikoma, Soksha, and Zonic. I don't know any of these.
Why do they all have such weird names?
Zonic's for CSGO, Soshka's for Dota 2, Keikoma's for...
So I've got to put this out real fast, because I've always wondered this. When did this whole thing start with esports specifically, where every person decided we need weird names as our nickname?
Most of them,
where did that start?
Most of them, it's their gamer tag.
Well, sure, but why did that start? It's social.
Well, I mean, you think about like celebrities.
No, I mean celebrities don't.
Bruno Mars is not his real name.
Well, sure, stage names. What I'm saying is
that's just their stage name.
I guess, but they're weird.
They do pick
Bruno
weird
Mars.
ones.
Bruno Mars is a normal name.
Most of these people are not American.
Well, sure.
Literally, I think Zonic is the only one. The other ones
but this Grabs guy, he looks I don't know.
Grabs is not.
Adrian,
I think he's Hispanic, and then you have all the Asians, and then you have Germans.
Regardless,
Russians,
even if they're English American or whatever, they still have these weird names. Some weird. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, most of the English names are pretty easy.
Well, for us, because we know how to pronounce them. What I'm saying is they're still weird in terms of Oprah or Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift isn't her real name, but that sounds like a normal name.
Right. I think it's hard to.
If somebody walks up, what's your name? Ninja. That's not a normal name.
What I mean, but that's what I mean. They want to get something that nobody else has, like a name that nobody else has. So they're like,
I get that.
Ninja.
I just think it's so weird that this came out of nowhere. It just.
I think it's cool because
I feel like a couple people decided to do it, and all of a sudden now everyone is okay, we have to have a weird, cool.
I think it's cool because it's a way to
it's
to
also
know
a
a
whole
character
thing where it's
so easily with
this
a
being
word.
esports character online, everyone has an online name.
Yeah.
Right. I'm Assassin 720.
True.
And Tanner's Aiden Master.
You're Dan to Fight
Trash. Which is everyone has their names, whereas
that's what you know them.
Yeah,
by.
that's what you know them.
Online, the guys I used to play Destiny with, I even knew a couple of their real names, but I never called them that. I even knew some of them in real life, and I always called them by their gamer tag.
That's a good point.
And you usually just abbreviate it. So most people take the abbreviation that most people use. With me, people call me Aiden. They don't call me Aiden Master 5. With you, they call you Assassin. It's what they do is they'll just take that name, Assassin, and make that their actual name, their actual game name.
Yeah,
Assassin with the 5.
That makes sense.
So they probably called this guy Adrian, right?
Yeah, I just think it's funny because even the coaches have the name. Those aren't even the players; they're the coaches, and they got weird names.
Why do you coach in sports?
Yeah,
esports.
For real.
It'd be like if Kyle Whittingham went by the freaking Executioner or something.
Kyle Executioner.
The Executioner. The Executioner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not even spelled the right way. Nobody calls him Kyle Whittingham. They're like, oh, look, it's the Executioner.
Right.
It's just weird.
Next one, Content Creator of the Year. This is a good one. I like this one because there's always different. This year, I thought Ninja's not even nominated.
Yeah, I mean he was nominated last year. Yeah. I think they go off of the years. Right? Yeah, he did. And then Dr. Disrespect was the year before.
2 years ago.
I can do this one.
Boogie's won before.
So, Content Creator of the Year for streamer or content creator who has made the most important and positive impact of the industry in 2019. You have Courage. You have Dr. Lupo. You have Ewok. You have Geoff G. And Shroud. It'll be Shroud.
I voted for Shroud.
Yeah, Shroud will win this one.
I think Ewok has a chance, but I think Shroud will win.
You guys don't think it'll be Courage?
Well, Courage is good, but here's the thing: is Courage he hasn't had an impact this year. His main, he's still popular, but his main impact is with Ninja.
I know Courage, Dr. Lupo, and Shroud, and out of all of them, the one I've heard about the most in terms of like doing stuff is Courage.
Well, yeah,
like I've actually heard
Courage
about
just
he does like a bunch
YouTube
of weird
gaming.
things from what I've heard. Like,
Courage just did a big move to
Shroud
YouTube
just
gaming.
moved to Mixer.
Yeah.
Ewok just moved to Mixer.
Yeah, I think it'll be Shroud. Shroud was the
Shroud's one of the biggest streamers
Twitch,
out right now.
The Twitch with the biggest streamers. So originally it was Ninja, Shroud, and then it was Dr. Disrespect. Shroud, Mixer, Ninja, Mixer. Dr. Disrespect, he's not the biggest anymore. It's Tin and Tab Man, right? So you think about it, like that's two of the biggest streamers on Twitch. Just gone. It'll be Shroud. Like Courage is big, but he just moved to YouTube Gaming and he did big things too. But I think Shroud's impact was bigger. Moving to Mixer, it was a sign that Mixer's actually making big moves.
I don't care who wins this category like at all, but I think I'm gonna go with Courage. Actually, I think it's gonna be an upset. I think he'll win.
Yeah, I'm glad that Dr. Lupo is nominated because I love Dr. Lupo, but he's not gonna win.
When I'm on Twitch and I want to see someone play a game, I usually will watch Shroud.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll watch Angry Joe, but then I'll watch Shroud.
I just did this one, so.
Okay. Community support. We got Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy, whatever, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six
This is
Siege.
very similar to ongoing game.
I think
It says recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness.
This is such a weird award. Like, why is this?
It's gonna be Fortnite.
Oh, this is good because we can talk about this real quick because Apex was the one that struggled with this, right? Transparency, community support, and responsiveness. They did a long time without supporting.
I feel like they were fine on the first few, but responsiveness is where they struggled because they didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything. They didn't support the game for a couple months.
I voted
But
for
you got to
Apex
remember when Apex came out, like there was the whole cheating problem. You guys remember that? That's what slowed them down because they had to figure out this whole cheating thing. And that's why they couldn't make new content is because they were figuring out that they were making Fallen Order. Like you imagine they were busy. It was just Respawn making Fallen Order and
I will say I don't think
Apex.
it's Respawn's fault. I think EA made them work on Respawn. I will say EA should have dedicated a company to working on Apex.
No.
An ongoing company there's companies that are happy to do it.
Respawn made the base game. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's
like
awesome.
they made the gameplay.
And then they had to move on.
Now
to
have
bigger
someone
things.
take over the random crap.
Literally there's companies that are happy to do it. You can talk to any company that does ongoing games and be like, take over Apex Legends. You're like,
this is just such a strange award because it's like
I think it's brand new
during
to
the
this
show.
year.
It's like Geoff Keighley is like, and freaking Bungie wins Community Support Award. Like, it's just a weird award. Like, it's kind of like, oh, thank you, but this is like an okay award.
So
I guess.
I think it's gonna be.
I guess they're happy to get any award.
I think Fortnite has a good chance, but I think it's gonna be Destiny because Fortnite listens to its community a lot, right? They're responsive about everything, like they're on top of stuff. But Destiny's been a lot, like they've gone from not doing that to doing that a lot now, right? So I think they're gonna go off of that because they're thinking about this year. Fortnite's been that way since they came out 2 years ago. Fortnite's been responsive.
That doesn't mean they should be punished and not win something.
Sure. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but I think Destiny 2 has changed a lot, and they're very responsive now. Like, Shadowkeep was basically a community-focused DLC. Like, literally everything in it was community-focused.
Yeah, I voted for Apex just because I want it to win, but I know it won't.
It doesn't. I will say I don't even want it to win. It does not deserve this one. It was. Not
I just want it to win because I want Respawn to get something. But I think it'll be Destiny too.
Yeah, I love Apex, and Apex is a great game, and this new update was awesome. But they do not deserve this one. Responsiveness, support.
You want to take the next one, Hazen?
Audio design. So Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, Resident Evil 2, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
So I voted for Resident Evil 2 on this one, and I think it 100%
I actually did too.
deserves
I never played it, but I've played Resident Evils in the past, and
Yeah.
like the sounds on those are crazy.
And this one especially because everything comes down to this. Like, when Mr. X is after you, and you just have to listen for his footsteps, and you can hear them so good. You can hear exactly where he's at in the mansion. If he's above you, to the left of you, to the right of you, and you can just hear his demanding footsteps, and it's terrifying.
When I seen this category, I was like, I swear if Apex is like
Oh my gosh!
we had a situation last night where like we were playing, and the team was literally just sitting next to us.
Yeah.
No, walking next to us. Not even
next
just
to
sitting.
us. And like they just
Couldn't
popped
hear
out of
them.
nowhere and killed us.
Like,
Yeah.
And we
literally
all wear headphones, like gaming headphones, and we couldn't hear them.
gaming nice headsets.
Yeah, that sucked.
I actually said Sekiro on this one. Just because I know Sekiro is a great game.
It has really good sound too.
And I think it'll win something.
I think Control has a chance at this one too.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird? We forgot to mention this, but that Control is nominated for the most categories this year. Like,
It's
that's
weird
so
because I didn't
strange.
hear too much about it when it came
No.
out. I heard it was like
I
pretty
heard
good.
it was a
but
good game.
I heard it was good, but like
I didn't
it
hear
wasn't
I didn't hear like he's amazing and like, oh my gosh, you know how to play
this
this.
year.
That's the thing though. There's not that game this year.
True.
We don't have that game.
That's a good point.
Last year we did.
Last year
I mean,
we were comparing it to like God of
I mean,
War.
Apex was that way.
So.
You know, when Apex came out, everyone was like, play this, play
But
this.
it wasn't-
It's
but-
awesome.
But that's because of the
They were-
gameplay.
and
They're
they
not
were sponsored.
talking about because like
Yeah.
last year you had like
God of
last year was crazy.
War,
God of
Red
War,
Dead,
Spider-Man, Red
Spider-Man,
Dead. Like
Red Dead.
it had a crazy year, and those were great games. Like 10 out of 10s. I don't know if there was.
You're right. This
any of
year's been
these-
kind of weird.
Even the game of the years. None of the game of the years got 10 out of 10s this year.
Yeah, like the only one for me is like Smash Bros. And like
Did Smash get a 10 out of 10?
from other sites, yeah, certain ones, but not. I mean, it depends on which site you're talking about. You know,
IGN gave it like a
IGN
9.
9.5,
Yeah.
but
5. Why not just give it the 10?
yeah, it's so it's like, yeah, I'm with Hasten that this year was just kind of strange in terms of like overall, like there wasn't like a God of War to put things up against. But I voted Resident Evil 2 on that one.
All right.
Terry, you got the next one?
Yep. Next one is Art Direction, presented by Samsung.
QELED.
So for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation, I missed this subject because it was Cuphead and then it was Journey. There's no games like this year.
No, I voted for
Oh,
Death Stranding.
I think there is.
So
I
you
think
got-
Zelda Link's Awakening.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the only one. So you got Control, Death Stranding, Gris, Sayonara, Sekiro, and The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening because
Yeah, me
it looks
too.
like dolls. It almost looks like glass dolls that you're playing as. Like it's really good art direction.
The frick? This is funny that they used this image for Link's
I
Awakening.
know because it's like what are those anime
Well-
people in the background?
Well, that's an image from Smash Bros.
Oh, it is?
They used the spirit event for Link's Awakening when they put those spirits, those two people.
Seriously?
Yeah, because like, their art style is not even the same.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. Like
because
they
the
could-
link on the right is the one
That's the one from the actual
Yeah.
game.
That's
yeah.
they're supposed to look like glass dolls almost.
Like
That's what
almost
Arkham-
like porcelain toys.
Yeah,
like,
porcelain toys. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's cool too because that game's got like chain chomps and Goombas in it.
Goombas
It's
and
cool
stuff.
from Mario.
Yeah, I think that one will win this one because when I think of art direction, like that is a very
It's
explicit
an arty
art
game,
art.
yeah, and that's the one I
choice.
voted for.
Next up, we have action adventure game. I love this category. We got Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Link's Awakening, and Sekiro. Or Sekiro.
Jedi
Shows
Fallen
it
Order is not
twice.
even nominated.
Yeah,
And that's literally exactly what it is.
that's that genre through and through. But I voted for Resident Evil 2 on this one.
I said
I voted Borderlands 3.
I said Sekiro. I thought Sekiro will win this one.
All different.
Sekiro will win something because Sekiro you remember when Sekiro came out, it's kind of like Smash Bros. It came out a long time ago.
But yeah,
It came out and
February.
everyone was obsessed with Sekiro.
It's one of those things though
awesome.
where there's once in a while a game that comes out and even though it's really good and it's nominated for a lot of things, it somehow doesn't win
win
it
anything.
at all. Like I remember a couple years ago, people were upset because Horizon didn't win one award. It was nominated for like 5 and it always lost to Breath of the Wild. Because like I mean,
Similar.
Breath of the Wild, yeah, they're super similar, but Breath of the Wild edged it out. So
Yeah,
um,
that one's a tough one because there's a lot of good games in there that could win.
yeah, I think Resident Evil has a pretty good chance. I think it might be Sekiro. You might be right. I mean, my choice would be Resident Evil, but
Yeah.
All right, action game. Apex Legends, Astral Chain, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Devil May Cry 5, Gears 5, and Metro Exodus.
Metro actually got a nomination. Interesting.
I voted Apex Legends.
I voted Apex Legends because I want it to win, but I think it'll be Devil May Cry 5.
I actually think Call of Duty is going to win this one.
I think it'll be Devil May Cry as well. Because Devil May Cry, people were upset that it didn't get nominated for Game of the Year.
And Devil May
Got
Cry
really good reviews.
is literally the definition of an
action
game. Like that game
Button
is
masher,
all action.
like
It's just
freaking-
you're destroying, doing all
killing
these crazy
devils
combos
and,
and stuff. Yeah,
demons and angels and crap. Yeah.
yeah. I think Devil May Cry will win that for sure.
All right, big one.
All right,
Connor.
we've reached it. So
there.
Game of the Year 2019.
We could each do one.
Yeah, we have
One
Control. Do you want me to read through?
Yeah.
that?
Then Death Stranding.
Resident Evil 2,
Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
In the Outer Worlds.
All right, so we have 6 nominations this year. 6, yeah. So they did one more than usual, which is kind of interesting.
Probably just put in Smash at the end.
To
Like,
get
we
it-
gotta put it in.
Yeah, it was last year, but who cares? I voted for Smash, obviously. I want
I
Smash
did
to
two
win.
of this list. Now, of my list is Jedi Fallen Order, but
Yeah, so I think Smash has a pretty darn good chance at winning this. I think it's between Smash and Death Stranding, honestly.
I hope. I freaking no. So we, as far as our personal opinion, we don't think.
Oh no, I don't want that. I'm just saying, based on,
Geoff Keighley.
Geoff Keighley and the judges and the whole situation, I think Death Stranding has a really good chance at winning it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't want it to, but I think it's between Smash and Death Stranding. My second choice would be Resident Evil 2 after Smash, but I don't think Resident Evil will win. I don't think Sekiro will win. I don't think Outer Wilds will win. I think it's Smash, then Death Stranding, then
And then
Control.
Control. Yeah.
Out of, who have the most.
I forget. I think Smash has a really good chance, dude. I really
hope it does, because
Sakurai deserves it.
you know how cool it would be if we
Super
got
Smash.
it to win Game of the Year and then got the reveal for the.
And they
fighter.
announce a character right after
Oh my
they win.
gosh, that would be insane. And Sakurai seriously does deserve this, because we talked about this off air, and it's one of those things where Smash, fighting games in general, don't usually get recognized for Game of the Year in the past. They just don't. The Wii U one wasn't nominated for the Game Awards. Talking about the Game Awards, sure it was maybe won other people's Game of the Years and whatever, but the Game Awards hasn't ever really recognized fighting games as Game of the Year stuff. Brawl wasn't nominated, neither was Wii U, and I think Smash Bros. Ultimate, if any, should be the one to win. It is literally the culmination of this entire series.
The best fighting
wrapped
game.
into one game. The best fighting game. All the characters are there. So many modes. They put so much effort into this.
I mean, and Smash Wii U got shafted and didn't get nominated for anything when it came out.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
what
think
I mean.
about now is its time, because it transformed into Ultimate, and Ultimate is all of these Smash games. It deserves it. It's probably the last mainline Smash game.
It's the last Smash that, as we know it, anyway. Because even Sakurai said, if the Smash Bros. Series is going to continue,
It will be
his
without
exact
him.
quote, he's like, well, no. He just said, if the Smash Bros. Series is to continue, we will never have this amount of fighters again. He straight up said that on the Banjo direct thing they did. And so, if there is another Smash Bros. 5 years from now, we're not going to get this many characters again, because this is an insane.
Unless they
they're
just
still
ported
adding-
everything over.
Unless it was a port, unless it was Smash Bros. Ultimate port for the next Nintendo system. But I'm talking the next new Smash Bros. Won't have this amount of characters, because it's insane. They have to license out so many characters from so many different companies.
You think about all the copyright they're paying for all these other companies.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Because people were saying oh, Fortnite's the most ambitious. It's got all these crossovers. I'm like, look at freaking Smash Bros.
I mean, Fortnite's definitely started to.
They're getting there,
but Smash Bros.
But you think about Smash Bros. Think about all the licenses, all these other companies. Most of the
if
games.
you look at the thing at the title
companies.
screen, it keeps adding every DLC character. There's a new studio that
Bandai
keeps getting a
Namco,
new
studio,
company.
yeah.
Capcom, Konami, Sega. It's insane. There's
new
so
one
many companies.
with,
SNK, Microsoft. Literally, Microsoft
nuts,
is one now.
dude.
That's crazy to see. It's so weird to see Microsoft as one of the companies on Smash Bros. Now. But here's the hoping for me.
It's
personally.
too bad, because I agree. I think looter shooters, fighting games, even shooters in general, multiplayer shooters, none of them get considered for Game of the Year. Even though I'd say it's probably so hard. You look Overwatch, Smash Bros. To balance every character,
Oh my gosh.
every attack, freaking Control. They didn't have to do that. They make a story, they make a basic combat system, they're good, right? They didn't have to balance freaking a different player with another player playing against each other to where it balances out to where one's not.
I mean, they have to do
overpowered,
their
one's
own
not
balancing,
overpowered.
but it's not in the same.
Not
It's not
nearly the same.
competitive. That's.
I
the
think it
difference.
takes the amount of time and amount of effort it takes is a lot less.
Well, it's with Smash Bros. For example, they have to literally
Every
there's
single
a
move
patch.
has to
Every
balance.
patch they have to patch certain characters because there's something that Sakurai is so detailed because he's like, man, this move by Donkey Kong
Just one
is
extra
just a
damage.
little too overpowered. I'm gonna patch it just ever so slightly. Sorry if you're hearing weird noises. We got a party going on upstairs, but yeah, you hear that singing? It's beautiful.
But if they can't even hear it, and we're just
Yeah, we're just listening to the dead air. But yeah, like Sakurai, he literally like he had, I think it was, what is it called, the typing disease?
Arthritis.
It's not arthritis. It's the
Carpal tunnel.
Carpal tunnel. Like I think he got carpal tunnel and continued to work on the game because he was so dedicated. Like he was sick, like really sick one week, and still went to work and worked on the game because he didn't want to fall behind schedule or anything, and like not be there for it. Like he's the most dedicated game director I've ever known.
When you watch these directs where he sits there and he's like, the classic meme where he's like, I've worked so hard.
Yeah, the line just keeps getting pushed.
And he's like literally like, he was like gonna retire or something. He was gonna be done.
I don't know. I feel like I really think
through.
he'll retire after this. I don't want him to,
but he will.
But I have a feeling he will.
He's so tired. Like he said, he even says it in the directs. He's like, I'm so tired.
I'm so tired. Help me.
Like, because he's the one who sits there and does all the characters.
It's funny because the dude looks like he's freaking 25.
He's like,
but he's 50 something. Like,
what the?
It's amazing. Like what cream do like
Asians
use? Yeah, like seriously, like these Asians
they
look
bathe
like they're freaking like 20 years old, but they're in their 60s. It's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah. So, any other thoughts on the 2019 nominees for the Game Awards, guys?
No, I think it's a kind of a mediocre year. Well, Smash is.
I mean, that's the thing is like Smash. I don't even count for this year. It was the last year game. But if you do count it, then.
Without Smash, this year was kind of meh.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I look at, like, Apex was great, Borderlands was great. But
I'm really
games that came out this year, you know.
I'm really interested in when we do our Game of the Year stuff. What's going to be, what we're all going to decide. Because there's a lot that I'm kind of up in the air about. And I think you guys might be too. It's going to be kind of a weird year for that. But let's go ahead and make any sort of predictions because the Game Awards aren't just awards. No. They are basically an E3, like Kason was saying, where they announce a bunch of games and a bunch of announcements and whatever. So we're going to go ahead and make our predictions for what we think will be revealed or announced, and we're going to kind of discuss all that. So do you guys have any specific ones off the top of your head that you want to throw out there right now? Because I have a few.
I have no idea, honestly.
Immediately, I mean, a Smash character. Easily, I think we're getting one.
Yeah.
Because I don't know when else they would do it. Unless they did a random direct. Plus, you look at last year, they announced Joker. You know. I think, you know, there's a big potential for an Arkham. Something with the Rocksteady.
Yeah, before we get to that, I'm gonna piggyback off of your Smash thing since we're on that. But I have Smash DLC for sure. I think the 5th character is a shoo-in. Like I think we're
if not, we're getting it within the next week or so with a direct.
Yeah, I just think this is too perfect of an event, especially since Joker was at the last one, and Geoff Keighley literally tweeted out earlier this week, like, remember last year when Joker infiltrated the
trying to like.
It was like, why would he tweet that out just randomly? Like I think he's hinting at that something's gonna happen again. I have a prediction going along with it, though. I'm going to go pretty detailed because I think the 5th character will be revealed, and I think he's going to come out right after the show. I think they're going to do a special launch because...
That'd be crazy, though. It'd be so early.
It'd be so early, but here's the thing.
SNK just came out.
So they gave February is when all the characters have to be released by for the first Fighter Pass. I think they're ahead of schedule. Because so far there's been some releases, like Banjo and Hero came out within a month. Like Hero came out...
That'd be nuts, though, because when they announced... I don't even remember his name.
Terry.
It took a while. Like, it took him a while. They announced him, and then it took a while.
Sure, but think about when they, like, Hero and Banjo literally came out within a month. And so it's been a month almost. By the time
but not between their announcements, though. Right?
No, they both were announced at E3, remember?
That's right.
So
there was two character
announcements. So I think if...
Oh, that was so freaking awesome.
It was freaking crazy. But by the time the Game Awards air, it'll be a month since Terry came out. More than a month. And so I think there's a likelihood that it'll be like this cool thing where they reveal the character, they actually show gameplay, and we're like, what the heck? And then they're like available after the show.
That'd be freaking crazy.
I think it's going to happen because I think they're ahead of schedule. And I think the reason why I think this also is because I think we're getting 2 reveals.
You think we're getting the next
I think
one?
we're getting the next fighter after the Fighter's Pass.
Next individual.
And my prediction...
Do you think that they won't just announce that it's a Fighter Pass 2?
I don't think they will. I don't think we're getting a second
You think
Fighter
about,
Pass.
like, business-wise, I think it'd be more beneficial for them to make it a Fighter Pass.
I agree.
More people are willing to buy an entire Fighter Pass than individual characters.
They buy up front the full $25.
The full $25. Because I feel like more people are like, they look at a Fighter Pass and they're like, I can pay $25 for all these characters or $5.99 each. They look at it as like, It's cheaper.
I agree with you that
technically
it's a
about the
better financial decision. I just don't think they'll do it because I don't know if they know how many fighters they're going to do yet. Like, for all we know, it could be 2 or 3 fighters. I mean, I hope.
I'd be glad if they announced the Fighter Pass too, because
Me too.
we know there's
it's
5 more.
Exactly. But for all we know, it's just a
That'd be
couple.
nuts.
So I think they're just going to reveal one fighter, and I actually think they might still do a Fighter Pass too, but I don't think this character will be a part of it. Because my prediction is the 5th fighter is I'm going to go Leon. I know I don't. That's just a pie in the sky dream, but I think it's actually possible. A lot of people have been predicting him, especially because Capcom hasn't gotten a rep yet in the Fighter Pass.
I thought they do. Mega Man.
Well, no, yeah, in Smash Bros. In general they do. I'm saying in the Fighter Pass though, like this fight, because
yeah.
they're all third parties so far.
Yeah.
And Capcom doesn't have one. I think Leon is going to happen at some point. I'm hoping it's this 5th one. But then I think there's going to be another character revealed, and I think it's going to be Geno. And I think Geno's going to get announced as the first character for the next batch of characters, but it's not going to be part of the Fighter Pass, and I think he's going to be free. I think it's going to be just like Piranha Plant. He's not going to come with a stage or anything. It's just going to be Geno, and he's going to come out in like January or February.
I could see that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big surprise.
I don't know, though. The only reason I think that's a little hard, because I think if they did Geno, they'd do a full thing. They would do a stage. They'd do a Mario RPG stage. They'd do Mario RPG music. Because Mario RPG has no sort of representation in Smash whatsoever.
Besides music.
Like,
experience.
barely,
yeah.
I think it's going to be Doom Guy. I think it'll be Doom Soldier, because Doom Eternal.
That'd be cool.
They'll talk about Doom Eternal, maybe, at the Game Awards or something, and they'll announce it for the Switch, and then all of a sudden, freaking Doom Guy.
I really hope. I hope they do something like they did with last year's, where it was a Persona 5 trailer just started, and everyone was just like, "Oh, Persona 5, like, what the heck is it? It's like DLC." I hope they do that with and then he catches the invitation.
Doom Eternal.
Like, can you imagine a Doom trailer starts for Doom Eternal, and everyone's like, "Oh, Doom Eternal, yeah," and it's the Doom guy, and all of a sudden he steps on something, looks down, picks it,
and it's a freaking
invitation. Like, oh, like people would lose their mind.
It's Toad's head.
Yeah, and like they get electric guitars. Like,
it'd be cooler though if they had one of the characters from Smash infiltrate Hell. Ridley.
Like Ridley.
Come flying past, and everyone's like, oh! And he catches
he reaches down, picks up the invitation, turns it, and everyone's like, oh, and all of a sudden Ridley comes in,
swipes it.
Oh my gosh. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be so sick. And then also, to go off of that, because there was rumors this week, I don't know if you guys heard, that Resident Evil 3 remake is going to happen, and that it's set for a 2020 launch. We'll see if that happens, but I don't think it'll be revealed here, because they still have their Resident Evil Resistance project they're working on, and I think that's going to be their priority right now, to showcase. But if they did announce a Resident Evil, do you know how perfect it would be if they had a Resident Evil trailer starting and Leon's there? And then
but is Leon even in Resident Evil 3? He's
not in Resident Evil 3. But they could do something where people are like, is it DLC for Resident Evil 2?
Right.
Or is it for Resistance? And then pulls out the invitation. Like, oh man, that'd just be so sick.
I would love Leon. I think it's really unlikely, though.
Here's the thing. I think Leon and Doomslayer are just as likely together.
Well, no,
they're both from violent video games.
Doomslayer is from the olden days, though.
But so is Leon.
Nintendo, specifically Sakurai, loves bringing characters from old systems, like the original 8-bit ones, and then bringing them up.
But Leon has a history with Nintendo. 2 times.
Yeah.
Because Resident Evil 2 was on GameCube. And then Resident Evil 4 was exclusive to GameCube for years until it eventually came to Wii and PS2.
But all the Doom games just came to Switch. It's Doom 64, Doom 1, Doom 2.
I think Doomslayer's likely. I think we'll get him eventually.
And Doom Eternal's already coming to Switch, isn't it?
Yeah. But here's the thing with Doom Guy. I think he's too obvious.
About Geralt.
Geralt from Witcher.
Oh.
I can see
about that.
I can see
because The Witcher's coming to the console.
It already did, just this last month. Yeah.
It already came out?
Switch? It was October.
Oh.
Yeah, I could actually see that. That's a possibility. I think that would be a surprise too, because not a lot of people are thinking that.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool actually.
Dang. I bet that's why probably Sakurai announced that there's gonna be more characters, because he probably started thinking the same we are, and he's like, I could do so many people.
There's tons. I really hope they.
I'm so tired.
He's like, I'm so tired.
No more. It's not gonna happen, but I hope they hit 100, because they'll be at 80.
What are they at right now?
They'll be at 80 at the end of the Fighter Pass, so they'll have 20 more, which that's a
insane.
ton.
That's 4 more.
But that's the
thing.
Packs. Include Echo Fighters. I'm saying include Echo Fighters, and then I think they could get there.
But I don't. Nintendo needs to think about it. Just do a bunch of Echo Fighters. People would be fine with it.
Yeah, for real. Do an Echo Fighter pass.
Honestly.
Please. That'd be amazing.
Literally, Gino could be an Echo for Mario. Nobody would care. Literally have a similar moveset. People just want Gino as a skin.
Gino freaking
people loved Crom.
Yeah.
And he's an Echo. People loved Daisy.
Do the dark night guy from Fire Emblem as an Echo to Ike or something like that. That'd be dope. Or Cloud.
They could do so many easy Echoes. We've talked about it a million times. We did it in our very last Smashcast.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about the potential for Echoes.
There's a ton.
Miss Pac-Man.
I want Bub and Bob too.
That'd
be cool. From Bubble Bobble.
Bubble Bobble, yeah.
As a tag team like Ice Climbers, that'd be so cool.
Echo for Ice Climbers. There you go.
Do you guys have any predictions?
I've probably some Avengers gameplay.
I have that
cool.
too.
Yeah, because I think we'll get some Avengers game. It's getting to the point where they got to show some gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out in what 4 months?
5 months after the Game Awards. Yeah, May.
So it's time.
And it's beginning.
Holy
of
cow,
May
May's
too.
crazy.
Yeah.
You got Avengers and Last of Us.
Yeah, gosh dang it.
That's crazy.
This sucks. Last of Us comes out
The day we go on
Memorial Day
vacation.
trip. Son of a gun.
Do you think
I'm bringing my PlayStation.
Played it on the
Whatever.
trip. What were you gonna say?
Do you think that we'll get anything for Starfield? Anything Bethesda?
No.
No, not
No.
this year.
No.
You think? E3?
I think E3 next
E3.
year. I think Starfield's going to be launch title with the next console.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I think it's got. I think it's in the got.
I think it's still 2021.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
The only reason I'm thinking is because we haven't heard mention of it. Literally since.
That's the thing though. Skyrim, we didn't hear mentions of it until 4 months before release.
Yeah.
We
That's
heard
true.
E3 was Skyrim, right? This is when they announced it, and then it came out.
I think there's potential. I think there's very good potential.
Mario.
The only thing I'm worried about is because I know that they're working on the new engine. Because they already announced that they were working on a new engine for Elder Scrolls 6. And they showed a little demo of it. Have you seen it?
Yeah, we could get. Yeah, I did see
It's
that.
freaking amazing.
It looks
It
awesome.
looks gorgeous. They said they're working on
It's
a
the
brand
same
new
way.
engine.
It's the same engine, kind of not the same engine, but it's the same thing that DICE does with Battlefront.
Oh,
They
yeah,
use
the similar.
photogrammetry,
Mhm.
That's
that kind
cool.
of stuff.
And you should see it. Because,
It's about time that Bethesda
they've used the same
updated
effing
their
engine.
freaking RPG engine.
They use the same engine from Skyrim and Fallout.
No, literally, it's been the same engine since Oblivion. They've used the exact same engine since Oblivion to freaking Fallout 76.
Because that engine's
Because
looking
literally
rough
Fallout 4 and
nowadays.
76 look the same. Everything looks so similar and gross and clay.
Yeah.
It looks like clay. Skyrim looks better than freaking Fallout.
Skyrim
does.
did this weird thing where they did I don't know how they disguised it, but they almost did some sort of filter over the screen to where it looks better.
No, they did.
Than,
It was the
Fallout.
God rays. They did God rays.
God rays
God rays. It's the sun. It reflects. And it looks really
Well,
freaking
it changes seasons.
Yeah.
Weather can be anything anywhere.
And I know with Skyrim they
looks
didn't
10 times
they
better than
didn't
Fallout.
use the clay
at least to me, I don't know.
They didn't use the clay polymolds that Fallout does because Fallout looks almost like clay in a way,
Yeah.
weird. And the characters and they didn't do that with Skyrim. They
Imagine
used
what they could have done with
different-
Skyrim if they do a new engine and they photogrammetry. Because Skyrim's literally just like a forest.
It is.
Don't worry, there'll be a Skyrim remake one
You
day.
think?
I hope so.
Oh, for sure. They're 100%. It's becoming such a big trend to remake old games. And in 20 years, Skyrim will be 30 years old. They'll remake it. I think Resident Evil 2, it was 25 years old this year. So by the time you get to the 25th anniversary of Skyrim, they'll remake it. They'll be like, all right, making the new version of it.
I'd be fine with that, honestly.
Once Elder Scrolls 7 comes out.
Once Elder
We'll
Scrolls
see.
6 is released in 25
We'll
years.
see if 6 ever comes out at this point.
I'm so scared about that, though. We'll get to that some other time, because with the recent Bethesda crap, I don't know if I'm excited.
I still have trust in them. They haven't lost my trust with
Elder Scrolls. They haven't done anything wrong with Elder Scrolls.
Well,
Elder
except for
Scrolls
online.
Online.
But even that,
Then
that was ZeniMax.
Bethesda.
Yeah,
That was ZeniMax.
it wasn't Bethesda Softworks. It wasn't an official Elder Scrolls.
Which they still show. Fallout
Mainline.
4 was good. Right.
Fallout 4 was good. It was.
People have kind of turned on
Fallout
that.
4 was good.
It's okay.
It's okay. Things are good.
76 was bad.
It's funny because I feel like people have kind of turned on Fallout 4. It's weird because when that game came out, it got really good reviews, and I feel
Well, it
like
was
over the
decent
last couple
reviews.
years, people have talked so much crap on that game.
Fallout 4?
Yeah, I've heard people be like, "It wasn't that great. It was okay."
Well, I think it was never
I
considered
remember when it
great.
came out, people loved it though.
Yeah,
People
I don't
were
think
like,
it was
"Oh,
ever
it's
considered great. Everyone always said that it was the graphics were bad. That was the main concern. The story was good though. I think people loved Fallout 4 in a sense that there was always people who hated on it. People just don't like it if it's not Fallout New Vegas. Literally, they're like, "Oh, it sucks if it's not New Vegas." But no, Fallout 4 was good. I mean, I played and beat and like did a lot on Fallout 4, but ever since 76, what the decisions they've been making, oh my gosh. You know, you got 76, and then you had the... They were doing so good, they were updating it, and then they did the freaking crap with the subscription.
Oh my gosh,
service.
yeah. Like
did we even
Mario
talk
Kart
about
Tour
that?
Did? No.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a joke.
$100.
Oh yeah,
$100 for freaking blue. For blue armor.
That's ridiculous.
You gotta be joking. And they haven't fixed it still.
it's still $100.
It's been no, and they haven't fixed what. Did you know it came out and the people who bought it didn't even get the stuff they were supposed to get because it was broken, and they still haven't fixed that stuff. They said it'll be fixed in
Like you
early February.
can't use private servers or something like that.
They said
yeah.
we're looking for an early February release for the private servers.
So
the thing that you paid $100 for.
the game
So
came out?
literally, 4 of those months that you paid for are for nothing. So you could have paid less than.
I can't believe that
my
they
freaking
announced a
goodness.
subscription service for Fallout 76.
What
With
were
all
they
the crap
thinking?
they've gotten, like...
I would understand it's for Skyrim. It would be a little crazy for Skyrim, but I'd be like
I'd
$100
pay
for
Skyrim.
Well,
If I am I getting new
actually-
content?
Yeah,
I'd be
Skyrim's
like,
actually
frick yeah.
favorably received.
I'd be like, frick yeah, $100 a year for
Fallout
brand new
76 was
Skyrim.
considered one of the worst games last year.
Yeah.
It's considered probably
Of
one
the
of the
last
worst
10
games of the
years,
last 10 years.
And then they come out a year later, haven't announced any DLC, or they have, but they
haven't fixed anything.
fixed any. They haven't even released the new DLC. And then they're like, "Yeah, pay us another $100. We're gonna, I
Yeah,
don't know,
We'll fix it, maybe.
And the NPCs that they announced at E3, remember, they're like, NPCs are finally coming to the game. It's
Delayed.
locked behind the subscription service.
That's ridiculous. Wow. Speaking of worst game of the decade, stay tuned for a topic at the end of this year. I want to do a topic what we think are the best games of the 2010
Should we also talk about worst?
because it's going to be a brand new decade starting
that's
next year, which is
true.
crazy.
That's
So,
crazy.
best decade.
games
Best
of the decade. I want to do like our own personal list of like favorite
Man,
games
no
of this
way.
decade and stuff like that. No,
Doesn't
that
count.
doesn't count.
Man, that was
They came out in
2007.
2007.
We're
Oh,
doing
duh,
2010
decade.
to 2020.
I'm an idiot. I was thinking,
Yeah.
20 years.
Decade. 20 years is a decade.
Dang,
That would be cool.
2008
Yeah.
was a long time ago.
Yeah, it's nuts. Time flies.
9 years.
Freaking Arkham City came out
Wait, 11
like
years
9 years ago. Like, what the frick?
Jeez. Skyrim's almost 10 years old.
Yeah, that's nuts. One thing I was going to say is a company that always has a presence at the Game Awards is Nintendo. And I know we've already talked about Smash Bros. But for the last few years, they've always had a game reveal. Last year, they had Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. And then the year before that, they had Bayonetta 3.
Maybe Breath
So-
of the Wild.
I'm thinking, I put that as a maybe. I think it's too soon.
That's going to be their main
That'll
line
be
for
E3.
E3.
That'll
That'll be
be-
their main thing. You know how
Probably.
they do like the main game?
Yeah, unless that doesn't come out till 2021, which is possible.
I mean, I don't think they would have announced it that soon.
I
Granted,
don't
though, you
think
look
so
at
either.
Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
When is Metroid Prime 4? Where
4,
is it?
Yeah. Maybe we'll get a tease for Metroid Prime 4.
That would be sick. 'Cause
That'd
that
be
could be
amazing.
their main...
What I'm thinking it's going to be is I think it's Bayonetta 3. I think we're going to get Bayonetta 3 again.
We already got it announced, though.
We got an announcement, but I think we're going to get gameplay. I think we're going to get a reveal of gameplay and a release date, and I think it's going to be this 2020. I think it's going to be like summer 2020, like
That'd
June
be
or
sick.
July.
That'd be sick.
I mean, I don't care about that too much, but like I think that'll happen because Nintendo usually reveals a game. I also was thinking they'll show off the Resident Evil Project Resistance gameplay and release date because they haven't done that yet, and I predict that it'll be coming to Game Pass, and I really hope it does because this game looks like it would be a blast for us to play. I'm not even joking.
Really?
Like it looks so fun. Like it's basically one person plays. It's like Saw. Okay, so one person plays as Saw and creates a bunch of traps for 4 people, and you're stuck in like
That's
a room.
cool.
It's way cool. And so 4 people are trying to get out of these rooms while Saw is basically sending like he literally picks where he wants zombies to come through doors and like for saws to go off and
That's sick.
and to send in Mr. X, and you're trying to escape. You're trying to escape out of like this big area and find the exit door. So it's like an escape room with 4 people while one person's playing a Saw.
That's where it gets so
Like that
dope.
sounds awesome.
That's way
It is.
cool.
So I hope it comes to Game Pass so we can play it. So I don't know if I'd want to pay $60 for it. But let's see. Oh, and then
Is it being made by a Microsoft studio?
No, it's Capcom. But I just think it'll come. It seems like a Game Pass game. Like it seems like one that Xbox could be like coming to Game Pass. I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see. Do you guys have any other ones? Because I have one more.
I can't think of anything.
I know we'll get Borderlands 3 DLC talked about because they already announced it.
Oh,
They
really?
announced that it's coming out December 17th. So I bet they'll wait to do gameplay till then. So
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
I have one more. It's a pie in the sky dream. I know you guys know
At
what it
this
is
point.
already. But
I'm
hoping,
excited for this too. If it is.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm praying that at the end of the show, that to close out the show, we get Batman Arkham Legacy from Warner Brothers Montreal. My prediction is that it will feature the Court of Owls and multiple playable characters, which is the rumor. Like, that's been a rumor. I'm not, like, making that up. But I think it's going to happen. Like,
I think you got another 5 years.
I really
They tease it on Twitter and they're like, yeah, 5 years from now. You'll know.
That's
Those
the
words.
like.
But that you'll be a Bethesda situation. Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out sometime in the future.
Like, here's the thing. If it,
Future could be next 100 years.
will I be disappointed if it doesn't happen? Yes. But I also am not going... Like, at this point, I've just accepted. I've accepted that it's more than likely not going to happen. Like, I'm going to go into it thinking it's not going to happen. So then if it does, I can be super excited. But if it doesn't, I can just be like,
Good.
I figured it would.
Because you were so upset.
I was so bummed.
At
I wasn't
E3.
at state of play. Like,
I hate my life.
well, and then they freaking teased like it in October.
What was
for
it?
that
One of
State
them you
Play
were
and it
like,
didn't do it.
one of them you were like really upset about.
It's
I think
been
it was
the last-
E3.
it's been like the last
E3. You
three
were like,
things. Yeah, I think it was like,
nothing. And you were like, because it was just after Banjo or something, and you were like,
no, it was before Banjo because
It was during the
last
Xbox conference.
Yeah, it was during Xbox. So that was the only place it would have been because it's not going to get revealed at Bethesda or Ubisoft or Square Enix, but or Nintendo. But yeah, I think it's going to happen. They teased on Twitter that something's coming. Why would they tease so far in advance?
did they say something was coming though? They just tweeted
They said hashtag freaking capture the night.
could have meant anything.
And
though.
then literally the creator of like DC Comics, not the creator, but like the head of the DC Comics right now, freaking tweeted back like hashtag beware the Court of Owls. Like, what the frick? Like,
But
why would he
it
do
could-
that?
what
And then
if
he
it's-
deleted it.
what if
He
it's
deleted
just-
it like 2 seconds
What if it's
later.
just a comic book thing?
That'd be hilarious if it's just releasing comic book lines and
Oh
they're-
my gosh.
they're- like it's gonna show
They're
a whole
just
Court of Owls guy.
No, it's gonna show a whole trailer at the Game Awards. It's like new comic line coming next year.
It's even got like the
I'll be like-
Arkham art style and everything, and it's got like what looks like gameplay, and at the end it's like Arkham comic book.
Right then and there, I'll be like, all right. right in front of you guys.
You pull out the batarang.
I'll be like, well,
the replica batarang.
that's very understandable.
Good choice.
That yes.
It
We've
was
only
never-
been waiting 9 years for Elder Scrolls 6. It's okay.
Hey, I've been waiting 5 years for Arkham.
5 years.
Youngling.
I think it's gonna happen though. I think it's time. If it doesn't, then it has to be E3. Because why the frick, dude? Why the frick would they tease it so far in advance? Like, why? I just don't understand the logic.
I've learned that teases mean nothing though. Teases mean absolutely nothing. Because even Elder Scrolls, even freaking Bethesda, there was such big rumors about a new DLC for Skyrim coming out when they re-released it on the Xbox One. Everyone was like, hey, "There's gonna be a new DLC. It's called like Bloodstain." And
I was so
everyone like-
excited.
and I remember we were like so convinced. We were like, "There's gonna be a new DLC, like 100%." Like even I remember Bethesda was like hinting at it. They're like, "Do you guys know Morrowind? Maybe you should visit it sometime or something." And everyone was like, "Dude, there's gonna be a new this." Nothing. Like,
Do you know how cool it'd be if randomly Bethesda was like, "Hey, we're making a new story expansion for Skyrim." Like, just randomly to hold you guys over for Elder
I'd be like,
Scrolls 6.
"Sweet."
I'm like, I love you.
That would be so
Thank you.
cool.
I love you.
And they're like, "It's locked behind $100 subscription."
You have to subscribe to Fallout 76.
76.
Would
I'd
you
be
like?
like,
Would you guys do it?
yeah.
Yeah,
I would do it.
I wouldn't blame you. Yeah, I would do that too if it was for a game I loved like that.
What if they're like, Arkham City has a brand new DLC.
Expansion.
It's 12 hours long, but you have to spend
$100.
$130.
no,
I would
it's
do it.
$2,000.
I would. Well, I probably wouldn't do it right away. I'd wait to see if it gets discounted at all. But then if it didn't, I would.
What's
do
the
it.
limit you would pay? What if they're like $2,000?
No, heck no, not a chance. I would never buy it if it
And
was
they're like, you get to
I
play.
would watch a YouTube video of it and be like, okay,
They're like, and you also get to play the new Arkham game early.
no.
Tomorrow.
I would do that. I would do that for like $300. Not a
That's the
chance.
max?
Yeah, max. Like I wouldn't do it for more. Like, no way. I could wait.
Yeah. If they offered, if Bethesda came to me and they're like, "We'll let you play Elder Scrolls 6 right now," $1,000.
I'd be like, let me pull out my credit cards.
All of them. Do you take cash?
Here's
my life.
I don't have anything on me right now. Can I give you my car? Like, what do you want?
What do you want? Here's my house. Here's my social security number.
I will say there was a rumor, and rumors are rumors. Like, who knows if you should believe them or not. There was a rumor though that came out recently that was saying that apparently Warner Brothers Montreal's game might have gotten delayed into like for next gen. Like when the new consoles come out, and so that was the rumor why they haven't revealed it yet. Like they were planning to reveal it, but then it got delayed. Yeah. So if that happened, then I don't think it'll be revealed again.
Announce it and be like, yeah, winter 2020 with new consoles.
They could. It's possible.
Exclusively on.
I think they're holding off to announce anything for the next gen until E3.
Until E3,
because they
haven't revealed the consoles.
We literally have zero knowledge about the next gen as far as games besides Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
Which I think it wasn't even officially like Phil Spencer was just like, oh yeah. Infinite will be on the next
console.
On Scarlet. Because he specifically was like, wanted to make sure because it got delayed.
That's a good point, too, because there's also, like, I think these companies probably have, like, an agreement saying that they can't say anything about new consoles until the company themselves.
Because I bet there's something secret and something special about the new consoles that every game will have or something that they can't say. Or I don't know.
Well, even if it's just they can't talk about it because they're basically confirming something that hasn't been confirmed.
Right.
You know. I don't know. But anything else? Any other predictions? Any other things to say about the Game Awards 2019, hosted by Geoff Keighley on December 12th, 2019. You can watch on Mixer, Twitch,
YouTube.
Cinemark theaters around the U.S. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, with that being said, you can follow us on social media, on Twitter, at Super Bros Videos, Instagram, Super Basement Bros. We are an entertainment-based podcast. We love celebrating all things entertainment. We're also on all your favorite podcast services, Apple Podcasts.
We never talked about this at the beginning.
Spotify. We've stopped doing that because I feel like people get annoyed. Maybe.
And nobody watches us.
Yeah, nobody watches it. Who cares? We do.
Who are we even talking to right now? Let us know if you're there.
Please leave a comment.
Are you live?
Hey, I bet. If you leave a comment, we will Venmo you $2.
Look, I tell you what. If you are this far in the podcast, okay,
and you're actually
comment and say,
hey, I was this far in the
526. I will Venmo you $2.
526.
I will Venmo you $5.26. But you
I
have to
will
say
match
526.
that. I will match that.
And you have to have watched the entire episode. You have to quote us on 3 different
They're not
things.
going to skip to the end of the episode to see what we're talking about.
I'm going to make a fake YouTube account, and I'm going to leave a comment.
526.
And then 526.
I'll be like, here you go.
And I'll make you guys think that somebody actually left a comment. I'm Jeffrey King, by the way, guys. I've been lying this entire time.
I bet he's not even.
Real fast. Do you guys want to do this or no?
Do you want to do that on a separate episode?
It would make sense to do it on this one because it's.
How long is this episode?
Well, real fast. Let's do this because I actually think this would be fun.
1 hour 49. Well, this is what I was saying, right?
Yeah, this is what your idea. But it wouldn't be ranking all of it. It'd just be ranking the Game of the Year winners from the last. Since Geoff Keighley took over. It's up to you guys, though.
Yeah.
Or not since Geoff Keighley.
You can do it in like 10 minutes.
Since 2003 to 2018 Game of the Year.
2003?
2003. It's when VGA started. It actually might take a while. I don't know.
It'll be like 20 minutes.
I think, yeah.
Should we just do it on
a separate episode?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we thank you guys for listening. Follow us. Bye. I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.